Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Cloud Ninja Podcast. Today we're joined with our, I guess, or all four regular co-hosts today. It's going to be my guy Free Game Nino the Third, Ryzen, and of course the blacks of the Uchihas.
Yes, sir. What's good, you guys?
What's up? What's up? Chilling. But yeah. So this is the, I guess, last week that we will be doing a podcast before the actual spoilers come out. Or I guess there's a good chance. I think I did see a couple of tweets, and the spoilers might drop the 16th or the 15th.
I'm about to say, don't they normally drop on the 13th, like the first sneak peek?
Oh, the spoil. Oh, my bad. I keep on getting the sneak peek and spoilers mixed up. But yeah.
Oh, you're talking about oh, okay.
Yeah, I actually meant the full spoilers. Yeah,
Okay.
full spoilers. But sneak peek as well. I guess this is the last part until the sneak peek comes out. Sneak peek comes out, as you said, in about 3 days or so. So I guess this could be the time where we give out all of our legitimate predictions, get it all solidified, so we can pretty much get our actual stories, I guess, or predictions and previews right.
Facts. Welcome everybody to the Cloud Ninja Podcast. Your boy Nino stepped away for a minute. I got a question that I want to ask everybody, and if you just joining us, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're watching in the future, of course, if it's your first time around, super chats is always appreciated. There's four of us. We try to make this money, so yeah. Question for everybody, even the audience: would you, if you had the opportunity, join a Chunin exam?
Are we talking about for basketball?
Nigga, is a Chunin exams and that? So you got me. You made me say the N word in the first 7 minutes of the video. Now we about to get
that's on you. I ain't make you do nothing.
Because you asked that foolish question. What you mean for basketball?
That's
a Chunin exams, bro. I ain't talking about summer league, boy. I'm talking about the Chunin exams. As Naruto, Boruto fans, audience, my co-host as well. Would y'all join the Chunin exams?
As long as it's a Boruto Chunin exam, because I don't want to run into Gara or anything.
It depends. What do I get to decide my skill set? Like, is it dependent upon like how I trained up my life, like my skill set and what I'm coming with?
Am I actually squabbling other people?
Or are y'all determining like I'm Kiba level? Like, is it automatic? Like, am I automatic Kiba level, or do I got the choice to be an Uchiha or a Jinchuriki? Did you step away?
Yeah, he might have.
Well, fuck it. What? I'm Uchiha. I'm training up. So if we running the Chunin exams, we running it. I don't care who's in the gauntlet. Them niggas getting done in dirt by your boy Black.
Okay, but what if you run into Orochimaru? What if he sees a new Uchiha?
I'm calling them people on him because, first of all, why are you around all of these kids, grown ass man? You know what I'm saying?
How far is the Sharingan about?
You're Shishui, bro.
Nah, don't even do that, bro. I'm not even. You almost had. I just almost cursed so badly just now, bro. Don't even do that,
man. Oh yeah, you hate Shisui, but if you're Shisui, you sleepwalk through the Chunin exam.
Nah, man, I ain't even gonna give myself a mind. If it's Chunin exams, I don't even need a Mangekyo, bro. I'm chilling off my 3 Tomoe. I'm waxing Sasuke. I'm waxing Pause. I'm waxing Gaara. I'm waxing Naruto. I mean, is it Boruto? Like Ryzen said, Boruto era. In Boruto era, nigga, cakewalk, hands in pockets, beating the brakes off of these niggas. You know what
Imagine
I'm saying?
wasting your Kodo Matsukami in a Boruto Chunin exam. Nah, that'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy. I mean, shit, a nigga like Shisui might would have against Shinki. You never know.
Chill. Well, Shinki deserves it. Shinki deserves something.
You never know, man. They call this nigga the genius of the clan. Of what clan? The Uchiha clan? No, don't get me started, man.
All right. The reason why I asked that, it was just a fun question because before we started, we learned that France, they're doing their version of the Chunin exams where you do certain things, like things like rock, paper, scissors.
Actually, I just double checked it. It's the Japanese one. So the France one's might have their
own. That's Japanese.
Oh, yeah, okay. So it's on Awaji Island in Japan. It's the largest Boruto, Naruto.
Oh, and Black, you about to be in Japan.
Oh, so wait, say that again. My fault, I blacked out. Say that. What's going on?
So the Naruto Boruto Shinobi Zato amusement park was doing a 7th anniversary event, and part of the event was having Chunin exams, where you could do these events and get these rewards. and it's on Awaji Island in Japan.
Awaji Island.
I might be butchering the name.
Yeah, that shit sounds like it's gonna be mad far from where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be in Tokyo and like Kyoto and shit.
You probably can get there though. It's not that. It shouldn't be too far. Japan's public transportation is very great.
Yeah, I mean it's great, but by the way, these prices already looking like we already been planning out like these train prices and shit, man. Already my taxi from the airport is looking crazy, but hey, we here with it, man.
I see what you mean. I don't understand, but that is kind of crazy though. A whole entire Chunin exam. That is like a fire experience to be like a legit hardcore Naruto fan. Of course, now you get to attend your first Chunin exam. For a second, I thought they was actually gonna be squabbling.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's different. If it's real life, are they gonna be like squabbling? Nah, they can't be.
Yeah, like am I gonna be fighting some MMA fighter? Like whatever he's doing my
So
10. Like
the exams are a true or false quiz, a scroll search battle, and a third exam, which that says only participants who pass the second exam will be notified of the details. Participants who triumph over the challenges will receive an original certificate exclusive to Shinobi Zato that proves they passed the exams. Plus, certified Chunin who have passed previous exams can take on a new mission, offering a recommendation letter for promotion to Jonin. So they're really taking this seriously.
Yeah,
they got like a whole black jacket thing and a headband.
I rock with it. It sounds fun. I wish I could attend. I ain't traveling to Japan anytime soon.
Yeah, that sounds fire, but I don't know, man. It sounds like it might be like way out there. And would you say island? I'm not trying to butcher the name, but yeah.
Like you got like,
is it just the event or is it like an amusement park? Also?
It's an amusement park. So they're doing the event for like the 7th anniversary. Like it's basically the same one as that they have in France. Of course, France is the new one. So they're having like their little anniversary event. So probably France will get something for their once they hit like a year anniversary. But like I'm jealous of the cards. I wish we got like a cool Naruto card game in the States.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I guess Boruto did have Boruto does kind of have like a.
I was going to say, Americans, we got to start buying more of the volumes. We gotta start supporting more. They ain't coming someplace they ain't supporting.
Oh shit!
But yeah, maybe it would become like a super popular thing. Maybe like 10, 15 years into the future. Like for example, I wasn't necessarily around. I think Ryzen could probably speak to this a little bit more. Like in the early stages, like Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon. Do you guys think it was like huge adoption to like their card game?
Adoption? Well, what do you mean?
In Yu-Gi-Oh,
adoption, not adaption. My bad. Adoption.
In Yu-Gi-Oh's circumstance, it originally was not the card game. So, the original Yu-Gi-Oh manga in like season 0, they played a whole bunch of games. It just the card game became like really popular once it got printed. So it was like a snap. Like Konami saw that people loved the card aspect, and Yu-Gi-Oh just came out running. In Pokemon's case, the games came out first. You got Pokemania, so you're getting cards.
Yeah.
So those are like two really crazy out there outliers for their era, for like the 90s.
Yeah.
In Naruto's case, they had a card game. It ended in 2013. So, unfortunately, when Naruto was doing card games, anime card games weren't like all that. Like now you have One Piece, Dragon Ball. I think even Bleach has something with Bandai, like Union Arena. So it kind of was before its time. So by the time like anime card games came out, they just stopped doing anything Naruto wise. Unrelated, slightly related. In the EU, they actually released a new Naruto card game, but we're not getting that anytime soon in the States.
Is it like getting any traction? How's it looking?
It does seem to be getting some traction. I forget what it's called. I think it's Naruto Mythos TCG. Let's see.
Yeah. I might dabble into some collectibles early. Might as well. snag me a Naruto.
All right, let's see. So let's see. First edition Naruto Mythos TCG. Okay. No, the cards aren't that bad, I guess.
Yeah, the soccer one look alright. Oh yeah,
You got a
Naruto
gold
one look
Naruto.
elite. Gold Loki, my favorite color.
The closest Naruto card game we have in the States nowadays is Naruto Kaio cards, which aren't a card game. It's just collectibles, which I've seen a few at Walmart or Target. Surprisingly doing really well for not being a card game. I've picked up a few cards. I have like an Itachi and a Minato somewhere from the Chinese version. But yeah, hopefully we do get some like Naruto or even Boruto cards because, like, unfortunately, Boruto in the manga, they had that little card game and it's played a role in the manga, and they could easily port that over to it being like a physical card game, but they
They can
just
make,
don't.
making Shinobi about a real thing.
Exactly,
Yeah,
especially
like
if
Pokemon, that would have been fire.
yes,
Then
especially
we would
if
have
you
had
give
something
it
to go off of. Like, oh, they played the card game in the show. We could play the card
Yeah, I
game.
was about to say it's just hard to make them like, because then they would have to come up rules. But if they take it, I mean, either way, you come up with the rules.
I mean,
But
but
like,
they can do that in the show, like when they're
I know what you mean. Because it will
showing
be
them playing
easier
the
like
game.
that.
Yeah,
That's what
and
I'm
they give
like.
a guidebook and stuff like that too. As long as you give the instructions, and you're straight.
The thing, bro, the shit that made Pokemon work, bro, and like motherfucking Yu-Gi-Oh is like eventually when the time came around when the like animes and stuff were dropping, it was like we watching the show too, and it's like the whole point is to play the game, so niggas want to play that game.
But the
You
thing
feel me?
too is with Pokemon was ahead of its time. Pokemon, there was no other cartoon or anything like
But not
that.
even that though. But not even about it being ahead of its time though.
Like,
I'm saying like the whole entire premise, even something like Byaku, like what's that one fucking show? I was about to say Byakugan, but what's that one show with the ball?
Beyblade.
Beyblade?
Bakugan.
Not
Beyblade.
Bakugan and Blades, but shit like that. Those are easier to like get a easier start off on collectibles or like selling off the games
Yeah,
because the whole entire like you're watching them play the game. Like we're watching
Yeah,
Naruto,
I
like
hear
you know what I'm saying.
but
But if they do the Shinobi bout,
Yeah.
I think they can make it work, and I think they should. Because like if they establish a good enough rule set to where it's like it's an interesting enough game, like I think a lot of people would play it.
Exactly. Like, here's the thing. I think this is the perfect time for a Naruto card game because we've seen the success with One Piece. We've seen the success with Dragon Ball. We've seen the success with even Bleach. And Bandai could just port over some of those playstyles and just slap Naruto on there. It's just, unfortunately, for some reason, it seems like Bandai isn't fully willing to tap into the Naruto IP anymore.
They're more
Other than,
focused
like,
on video games,
Orb.
honestly.
Yeah. And even in the video game section, they canceled a Naruto game a while back. So Naruto's kind of facing that drought where we're not really getting that many things, especially on the global side of things.
Yeah, unfortunately. Oh, but thanks for the super chat, my guy. Ready SG sent us $5. Says CNP with a salute emoji. Salute to you, my guy. Big Ready SG.
Shout out Ready
One of my
SG.
mods.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sorry, I don't know if I'm lagging or not for you guys, so I couldn't catch it. So
Let's get you straight.
You sound straight, bro.
Yeah, facts. But yeah, Beyblade actually.
But anyways,
right now,
let's go back to the
Hold on. Oh, I
am
just
kinda
as an
lagging.
aside, I was about to say Beyblade is getting like a lot bigger when it comes to like the actual professional scene. Like
Beyblade's
X.
doing phenomenal.
Yeah,
Especially in like the Japanese areas, even in the States. Like, they take their tournaments seriously. I was surprised when I saw Beyblade tournaments getting a lot more traction. But of course, Beyblade's been like the only real thing other than like Pokemon that's been like really consistent. Like, Bakugan's on hiatus again. Like, they canceled.
Man, I remember when that shit
It's
dropped.
reboot.
I knew it wasn't gonna last long, but it was cool while it lasted. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It was
Like,
cool.
Beyblade's been consistent. Spinning top culture is crazy in Japan, so it makes
Everybody
sense.
had Blades, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody. From the rings. I used to have the rings, collectibles.
I got a Beyblade right now on my desk. I got like 5 Beyblades on my desk.
I got like 10. That's crazy, and I don't even touch it.
Only thing I got right now on my desk is Yu-Gi-Oh. I got a stack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I'm keeping it big. I got a stack. good card. So
Yeah.
I got Beyblades that I just been having in this box for the longest since like I was a kid, and I just never got rid of it.
facts. My little cousin got
Hey,
mad Beyblades.
but I did want to ask y'all though, because I had cut off about the Chunin exam. So let's make it more Boruto based, because one of the chatters said I don't want to say one of the chatters. Chat said Galaxy he said the Boruto Chunin exam would be way worse. Could you imagine going up against Sarada, Boruto, and Miski?
I disagree. Because for one thing, no matter how weak I am in the Boruto Chunin exams, I'm not dying. We've moved past that. It's not a death game anymore. It's not a fight for survival.
Have you ever got punched in the face several times though? Like sometimes
I mean, I'll live though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Miski's not gonna kill me.
Man, Sarah would have ended her match in 3 seconds. She said that bitch through the fucking stadium, bro.
I remember I fought somebody that I shouldn't have fought, and he hit me so hard. I was like, bro, just please kill me. This pain is this is crazy.
But no Kizzy though. If I have the Sharingan, that's why I said I gotta have a Sharingan. Because even if you throw me in, like other than Sarada, honestly,
but if you can,
the niggas gonna be surprised. They're like, oh, he got the Sharingan. I'm like, yeah, goofy nigga. Boom.
If you can move faster than the Sharingan can perceive, though, then you out your match. Then no matter how great your Sharingan is, somebody can move faster.
Man, I'm gonna be like, perceive this. As soon as they whip out a jutsu, nigga, I'm whipping out the same jutsu. Nigga, fuck is you talking about? Call me nigga number 2.
But what if you find yourself in a Lee situation where he's just a freak? Like Sasuke could perceive him, but he was just too weak and too slow to actually be able to do anything to Lee at that point in time.
So the Sharingan is gonna be in my back pocket. I'm gonna really be a taijutsu master who also specializes in water and fire.
Wait, you want to hold Sharingans in your back pocket?
I'm saying, like, if we can pick our own arsenal and not go crazy, I'm gonna have a Sharingan, water style, and fire style jutsus at my disposal. If you give me that,
no. See, I'm thinking too literal. I'm thinking way too literal, because they just pull Sharingans out and put it in people's eyes. So I thought you were just gonna have like
not literally in my back pocket.
I thought you were gonna have like a Ziploc bag full of Sharingans.
No, I mean in my back pocket. I mean like basically pull it out last minute.
I get it. I'm thinking too literal. I'm sorry.
But yeah, if I get those 3 things, like I'm not even saying a Mangekyo, a 3 Tomoe Sharingan, water style jutsus, and fire style jutsu, whatever you can say, I'm at least Chunin level, Jonin level, whatever, bro. If you give me those 3, my creative mindset, nigga, like I know what the fuck I'm gonna walk into. I'm beating the brakes off of every single person in the lineup, and plus it's not like I'm in the world with them. So now I got chakra. Now I'm at the type of level. So it's like, you feel me? Even player fields, fuck out of here, bro. It's my story now. You feel me? Like,
give me a fully synchronized tail beast, and I'm beating the break off everybody. What's up?
Yeah,
that's OD. They kicked Naruto out the Chunin exam for that. He beat the shit out of Konohamaru.
Now that I think about
it, they won't know.
Now that I think about it, why would a village ever let a Jinchuriki enter the Chunin exams? Because it's interesting though, because like think about it.
Naruto's Jinchuriki is supposed to be.
You got to be able to at least control that power at the level of the Chunin. You know what I'm saying?
But even then, think about it this way: you're not really allies back in those days. You weren't really allies. You weren't really that cool with each other. And now you're just letting a nuclear weapon into your village. Like, what was stopping Gaara from going full Shukaku in the village before the exam started? Like, it never really sat right with me. Like, you can make the argument that you're. Yeah,
you gotta believe that. You gotta believe the Hidden Leaf Village probably believes they could take down Shukaku if they needed to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gotta have precautions. I'm pretty sure, like, at least the Hokage had the strength to take on Shukaku if need be, or other ninjas that's up to that tier. Because you even had what's his name, the water dude who fought damn, what's his name? He was with Itachi. If I'm not mistaken. Shark guy. What's his name?
Kisame.
Yeah, you had Kisame.
My God.
Bro, yeah. You had Kisame. They said that he was as strong as a tail beast. So I wouldn't. It's
tail beast. They called him.
Yeah, exactly. So like you can't say that it's people who may not be as strong as, or maybe stronger than Shukaku.
Yeah, 100%. It is kind of curious. Yeah, 100%. It is kind of like a curious case. Like even when I was first watching Naruto, I even thought all the Kages are chilling together. I even thought that was a little suspicious. Again, I at first, watching the first time, I didn't really know that Orochimaru was actually the Kage at the time. But I just thought, like, I don't know if the Kage and Hokage are that close.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna chalk it up to that funny business where Orochimaru was playing behind the scenes because I feel like he manipulated a
Yeah.
lot of things to work out like that.
Oh yeah, no,
Hold on.
definitely. It's not
And then,
even
you know,
late. He did.
just Sasuke,
But
just
even with
Sasuke
the
privilege anyway.
But even with hosting the tour, it's like the Hidden Leap low key is slacking because it's like them niggas invited Sound Ninja, Sand Ninja, that Ops. It was like, yeah, fuck it, come train with
Don't
us.
forget, like Hayate was just dead.
Yeah. Wait, was it only those three villages? The Sound, Sand, and Hidden Leaf, right?
Yeah, there might have there was the mist too. Like there were other.
Damn, and they saying they invited niggas from. I'm just saying, but shit. Hey, maybe they were just like, hey, everybody who can send anybody, pull up.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was also like to showcase that our ninjas were better than yours. You know, at the end of the day, it's all about money. So
Yeah.
you needed to showcase that you're just better than them. I just find it really interesting that they allowed nuclear bombs into the village because Gaara could have low key just Shukaku'd out and killed a good amount of the village or just destroyed a good amount of the village before Hiruzen even got up. So I just find that really hilarious that they just said, yeah, come one, come all. Jinchurikis are welcome.
And maybe it's just me, but I feel like Jonins could have gotten involved way more than they did throughout the entirety of part one, to be honest. Only starting the Sasuke retrieval arc. Oh my days.
I ain't gonna lie, they played their roles because you even had special Jonin playing the roles throughout Sasuke retrieval arcs.
Yeah, because that's explained. Because the village was low on manpower. All the Jonins were out on missions. When the Sound 4 took Sasuke, they ran into the special Jonin and Shizune, and it was said that they weren't at full power because they were already tired, and they still were able to.
They was working them.
To at the very least get the Sound 4 to go into their curse mark V2 states, and that's when they lost. And then Kakashi himself, by the time he got into the village, he went straight to Naruto and Sasuke, and he just missed the fight and got Naruto back. So it's explained that the village is in a weakened state. All the Jonins and like even special Jonins are just gone right now. We can't really spare any Chunin, so I need Shikamaru to go get me the best Genin in the village and just go on that crazy mission.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, unfortunate.
Yep.
Like if they had like Guy just sitting in the village, that arc would have never happened. So you have to you have to give Sasuke a way out to leave the village without saying that, oh, all these Jonin are weaklings. So it's just easier to have them on missions. Yeah, we lost a ton of manpower in the sand attack. We have to send them all on missions. Like Kakashi was just going on mission after mission, which is funny as hell.
Yeah, I wish we could have seen some of those missions. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, that's why we have the filler. Well, it was mostly
100%.
Naruto and like having him and other teams just like go together. So you have Naruto with Ino or Naruto with Kiba and Shino or Hinata. So we did kind of get that, but mostly from Naruto's perspective.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
A lot of the missions they ran in the movies was fire. Like that one mission with Naruto, Rock Lee, and Sakura. That shit was hard.
Yes, the moon.
The Moon movie, yep.
Yeah.
That shit was hard.
Oh, which movie?
It was one movie when they were still kids. Rock Lee, Sakura, and Naruto. Who was the Jonin leader? Was it Kakashi?
Kakashi, yeah, it was Kakashi.
Yeah, they all went somewhere, another spot. They had a mission. I don't know.
There's like
they
the
was in
land
a
of moons. They were taking that prince dude, his son.
Yeah.
And then Lee was filling in for Sasuke because Sasuke, he dipped.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5. I have absolutely no idea. I thought y'all was talking about Naruto the last for a second when I said the moon.
Oh no, the Naruto Part 1 movies were fire. Like I kind of miss those days.
I was about to say, I ain't gonna lie, my nigga Rock Lee, he was snapping in that movie,
watch him, bro. Bar has not watched none of the Naruto movies.
Yeah, I haven't watched any Naruto
Chat, put Bar needs to watch some movies in the chat if y'all want him to watch the movies so we can pod about some movies because we need Bar to watch some of the movies.
I want them to actually be elite. Like I can't be watching.
Last movie, I was about to say, last movie Bara seen was Across the Spider-Verse. You feel me? They got to be elite. He said.
Yeah, talk to him. Talk to
I mean, there's that one Shippuden movie where Naruto goes back in time. Like, if you like time travel, you could watch
Oh,
that.
with Minato,
Yeah, with
that
Minato.
Lost Tower movie. Yeah, that one's hard too.
Yeah, that one's fire.
Might happen,
That's
Minato. Okay.
fire. And then Blood
Love your
Prison,
opinion.
so you can understand what we be talking about when we be like it's kind of like reminiscent to what's going on in Boruto right now as far as Amado and his daughter. So you can get like what we talking about that. Yeah, Borrow Watch, they're awesome. Yes, thank you, Raylene Willis. And thank you, Ready SG. Watch the movies, Bar. Please watch the
No,
movies.
I'll tap in. I'll tap in.
Hey, I want to read a comment that we got on our last video. Because it was talking about the karma cell, and I thought it was pretty interesting. I think I said something similar to this too, though. But I want you guys' take. So we was talking about the karma cell before, and we was asking how come Boruto nor Kawaki uses karma V2. And Amar Magazi 1521. He leaves a lot of comments, so shout out to him. Appreciate that because that also boosts his engagement. So yeah, comment on the live streams, guys, if you want us to read your comments. But neither here nor there. I have a theory about the karma transformation. Here's the thing: Kid Boruto and Kid Kawaki were using True Essence Karma and Karma V2 in Boruto Part 1 because their bodies weren't fully Osusuki by that time. Because if you remember when Boruto used True Essence Karma, he wasn't using the Byakugan and the flight ability, but when Momoshiki appeared, he was able to fly when using True Essence Karma and Karma V2. Even when Momoshiki told Boruto that he's a full Osusuki when he brought him back to life, he wasn't flying. Even when Kawaki got his karma and tapped into KV2, he wasn't flying either. Ryzen, if you remember in the Omnipotence arc, oh yeah, this guy's a big fan of you, bro. He always asking you questions.
Hey, thank you.
Ryzen, if you remember in the Omnipotence arc, where Amino brought Ada and Damon to the Leaf Village, Shikamaru and Sai were amazed by the fact that Ada was flying, and Amino said that Boruto and Kawaki would start flying in time. So the reason why Boruto and Kawaki aren't using True Essence, Karma, and TBV is because their bodies are more Osusuki than they were in Boruto Part 1, whereby Boruto and Kawaki can fly, which required True Essence KV2, Borishiki to do even Boruto and True Essence KV2 wasn't flying. Even me, I asked myself, why wasn't Kawaki using blah, blah, blah against Jura? I think the reason is Boruto and Kawaki have grown throughout the 3 years time skip to the point where things that they were doing KV2 and True Essence, they can now do in their base form or initial karma state. That's my theory, even though I said the same thing. But yeah.
I see his point. I definitely see his point.
He actually like expounded on his point. I really didn't. But yeah, that's basically what I was trying to say.
I definitely see his point 100%. It's just, in my point of view, we got to look at this Karma V2 situation carefully. Because we know that back during the Code fight, Code tells them that they were never able to tap into Karma the right way. So in V2, Boruto especially, he's never been able to do it at will. Up until now, we've only ever seen Momoshiki go into his full V2 form, and I have it's chapter 65. Like, yeah, Boruto was able to tap into True Essence, but he was never able to willingly tap into the Horde. So I would just chalk that up to right now as him just not having that control over V2. But we're finally just now seeing Boruto have control of his base karma. So we can't really say he in Boruto's case that he should use it, because the only real time he's been able to use karma is right now during the Mamushi fight. In Kawaki's case, that's also interesting. It also does seem like he's not able to tap into V2 at will, because if we remember, the first time he did it was by accident when he got pissed off at Jigen, and then the second time he did it was when he reawakened his karma. After that, we don't really see it. We see it in Momoshiki's little flash forward scene. Of course, that never happened, but we do see it having been a possible hypothetical. So I would just chalk it up to right now, they're just not able to consciously tap into that power at will. In Kawaki's case, it might just be his body is too weak for that transformation, or he's just not able to tap into it at will. It seems to take a lot of emotions with him. And in Boruto's case, him just not having 100% control of karma, and it's still being too early in his karma development to where we really haven't seen him get pushed by karma. So I think they still have it. It's just not a
Or
situation where they can control it right now, because we've never seen them in a situation where they can manifest it at will. Boruto especially, he's never been able to do it by himself. It was always Momoshiki taking control and then going into V2 state.
or
Yeah.
maybe you can chalk it up to this. Kawaki, he has, if you will, an organic karma cell. Not organic, I'm sorry. He has a genetically modified karma cell as of right now, which as Boruto, he has his organic karma cell that actually came from Osusuki. I don't know what Amado did to rebuild Kawaki's karma cell. Maybe it was still there. He just needed a trigger to activate it. I don't remember how that dialogue went, but Boruto, he is 100% Osusuki. I don't think that he is not, but I think when Ashiki he was killed, that halted Kawaki's transformation into becoming 100% Osusuki. So he's probably still around like maybe the 85% range or whatever they said, whatever was the last percentage they gave. And
That's the
Boruto's
tricky.
100% Osusuki. So now he's full Osusuki. So why would Osusuki need to tap into a V2 karma?
That's the crazy part, because it seems like because of Momoshiki just having his data corrupted and him not reviving, it just keeps the karma, because the whole reason of having karma is to A, get the host ready, B, protect the host so they don't croak, and then C, to auto revive their, like, the caster. Because Momoshiki can't revive, the karma can't really disappear.
Exactly. So like he uses the karma to tap into Momoshiki's power, but Boruto alone without the karma cell, he's 100% Osusuki at this point in time. Whereas Kawaki is not.
I'm not gonna lie.
The tricky part. That's the tricky part, because Code does say they're full Otsutsuki. So it's up to our interpretation until they just say if Kawaki's full Otsutsuki.
If you're 80% black and 14% white, I'm gonna say you're black. So I get it, but that's just that. I mean, I'm just giving it in percentages, but
no, it wasn't necessarily 84% Otsutsuki. It was more of like the karma seal extracted 84%, like the genetics DNA of the Otsutsuki members, like let's say a Momoshiki or let's say Ishiki, but they are 100% Otsutsuki.
Nah, I think Kawaki is still 14% human or 14% whatever Kawaki is, and then Boruto is 100% Osusuki, because Kawaki never went through full Osusification, and Momoshiki, he used the remaining of his cells to pretty much making Boruto that 100%, the 13% or whatever he said that was missing, he used to reattach his cells and all that other stuff. So Boruto is 100%. Kawaki's close enough.
I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to the horns, where in that original comment, I think it's really gonna be between the two, like between basically Free Games Idea and Ryzen's, because either it's something where they just adapted, because they are showing powers, like ironically enough, that they would have showed in the Karma V2 state while in their base in TBV, but at the same time, it's like I don't. It's like I don't know. Maybe the circumstances are different. I don't think it's really a big deal whether like Kaoki is 100% or not. Me personally, I don't really think. I just think Ikimoto's gone with it. Like, hey, they both can do what they do. They both got their Otsutsuki powers. But as far as like why he's not showing the horns, it could also possibly simply be because the situations haven't called for it. And each of their situations where they have shown their horns are very peculiar. And unfortunately, in TBV, those conditions haven't necessarily been met. I can say for the most part for Kawaki's case, because the only time we've seen his horn, Naruto's life was in immediate danger. So I think that's probably a good enough answer for now until we get a for sure way, like where does Kawaki's power ups looking like going forward? And can he access the horn if it comes to a situation where Jura is actually threatening accessing the dimension or just blowing up the spot that Naruto is alive? And for Boruto, bro, it's I don't know, bro. It's just he just always been I don't know.
I agree.
At the
No,
You
same,
know,
yeah, I don't know.
Boruto's always been a step behind in karma development, and especially with him, we've never seen him consciously control that horn form.
Mhm.
Whenever the
It's
V2
always been
happened,
Momoshiki,
it's always
like for
been
Boruto's thing.
exactly.
So yeah,
So we can just chalk that up to Boruto never having the chance to fully utilize karma. Like, he just got the keys to the karma in this arc. We haven't even seen him have the true essence version of the karma mark. It's still his base karma mark with the Byakugan. So we can just really chalk it up to him just not using it yet. If Momoshiki did give him access to it. And then, like you said, in Kawaki's case, we've only really seen it when Naruto's in danger. So we can't even say he can willingly access it, because then he would have used it. And I'm going under the assumption that the forms still exist. They haven't like been retconned or anything. I just think
Yeah.
it'll be. We'll just have to wait for the right time, because we've never seen them be able to control it in part 1, and it doesn't look like that's fully changed in part 2, especially for Boruto.
so this is a good
Yeah.
question. Then is essentially breaking it down, because I was a little bit more for sure on my answer on this question I'm about to ask you guys, but now I'm thinking I got to look at it at a different angle. But do you guys think that Kawaki is at, it's a two-part question. So do y'all think Kawaki is at Ishiki's level? And if so, or if not, do you think it has anything to do with a model and he's not fully, like, basically he's lying to Kawaki in terms of what he's actually doing? But go ahead.
I
Ishiki
think
is tough. Ishiki, Jigen, I'd say obviously, but Ishiki is tough. Wait, go ahead, Rise.
I think if Amado was hiding something, he'd hide it in a way to trick Kawaki. If Kawaki's baseline is Ishiki, and he wasn't complaining to Amado when he fought Juro, and he wasn't complaining about the upgrades, then I would say he would have to be in the ballpark of Ishiki, if not a bit higher because of his cybernetics, to where he's not going to complain. Because it would have, if he was still weaker than Ishiki, you would have to bring up the question of him interrogating Amado, that if Ishiki could reach this level of power, why can't I do it? That means this body should be able to handle it, if it was hypothetically supposed to handle all of Ishiki's powers. So I think at this point in time, even though we've seen Kawaki in situations where he doesn't seem that strong because of his overheating and just him facing characters like Juro, it doesn't mean he's weak. I would say power-wise, he would have to be in that ballpark, if not a bit higher. Because it wouldn't make sense for Kawaki to not lash out at Amado if he wasn't anywhere close to Ishiki.
Yeah, physical strength wise, I'd say he's 100% up there with Ishiko, if not surpassing.
Yeah, of course, mentality plays a role into it, and just stamina. And like a
I
hypothetical full Ishiki might be able to outwit Kawaki. I'm just, yeah, like I said, it would just be like raw power. I'd say he'd be.
I think Kawaki is a bad judgment of a person's power output, because he even stated that he thought Naruto was stronger than Jigen, and we see how that ended up. So I don't think he's a good judgment on strength. So I don't even think he knows if he's as strong as Ishiki, as strong as Jigen. He just knows he's stronger than what he was before.
Yeah, but not even taking Kawaki's word for it, you'd have to assume that his body, because Ishiki was confident that he could essentially use Kawaki's body, that strength-wise, speed and strength-wise, I guess, and power, he'd essentially be even surpassing Ishiki now, because his current body can't hold that.
It has to be something with Amado, because if he is able to control Ishiki's power, why is he burning out?
We gotta remember, he wanted more.
Yeah, so right. So there's a good chance that right now.
Let me add two more things. Let me add two more things to the question, because I think y'all probably gonna get to it, right? So should you factor in the fact that Ishiki's plan, his original plan, was to wait for Kawaki to fully mature, possibly grow for maybe another 5 to 10 years, and have the karma fully extract before reviving through Kawaki? But Boruto's interference obviously sped up the process, led to erratic decisions, yet ultimately how the end played out. Should we factor in Kawaki ultimately having to basically finish growing? Simply like he's not a full adult yet, so he can't handle the full adult power.
Well, in that situation, you can go, Bara.
if we seen the full power of Ishiki, I would, but the Ishiki that we seen revive into like the old decrepit monk of Jigen, like that version in itself, you could say that hey, that version isn't necessarily like the actual fullest of the full power Ishiki. So like comparatively, I guess this version of Kawaki should be like even stronger than that version of Ishiki.
Yeah. I think that's a fair point at this current point at where we're at right now in the conversation. That's a fair point you just mentioned. However, I do believe the gap between Jigen and Ishiki is astronomically huge. So as far
Yeah.
as like the ballpark, like Ryzen was mentioning, I think that's a very fair statement. So
And
And
then
like
Jigen as well. He had millennia to actually be accustomed to or Ishiki strength. You know what I'm saying? So like Kawaki, he is kind of a noob to it, but it begs to say that like, how come Boruto can use Momoshiki's full power and not burn out, but you got Kawaki? I know that he asked for extra, but why is his body burning out? That would be like
Well,
to say that if he went and absorbed the tensels, and he got a little astronomically stronger, then he's going to burn out from that extra strength because his body can't handle it. He should be able to handle anything in a Suzuki handle.
But see, we gotta remember the key difference between Boruto and Kawaki is Boruto is a pure-blooded flesh and blood being. He trained for his power. So every time he got his power boost, his body was up to snuff. He did a ton of training within the 3 years, and that only complemented him actually getting full use of the karma. In Kawaki's case, we gotta remember every cell in his body has been modified by scientific ninja tools. He's not necessarily training daily to do push-ups and sit-ups and just get stronger. He's been doing pure combat training. His training with Jigen was pure combat training to learn how to use the karma.
But he should still be a full Osusuki. So like, you're saying like Osusuki has to train to be able to master their powers or whatever, because he's no longer a vessel for Ashiki. He is Ashiki
100%
incarnate. You know,
but then
that's all I'm trying to say.
100%. But we gotta remember that other than like abilities and bloodlines, there's not much difference between a human and an Otsutsuki. Take away their chakra, and unless you're a bodybuilder, you're not really that strong. Just look at Boruto. Once he got those cuffs placed on him, it didn't matter how strong he was. He couldn't break out of those cuffs. Ibiki could manhandle him. So it goes back to chakra, and it goes back to Kawaki's body being supplemented with that ninja tech. That ninja tech has limits in comparison to Kawaki, and it's like a computer at this point in time. Where, if you overclock your computer, you can get more power, but you're gonna run the risk of your computer overheating at a faster rate, and that's kind of where Kawaki's going in this point in time.
How much
I'd agree with that.
How much ninja tech? Sorry, Barry. Go ahead. No, you speak. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I'd agree with that, but I wouldn't necessarily be surprised if there's like a limit to how fast Boruto could get or how strong Boruto.
Oh, 100%. Like training is not a done deal. Like Kawaki's nitpick of ninja training is also valid. Not everyone's gonna get as strong as Boruto did in 3 years. Someone like Aruka is not gonna get that strong in 10 years. So there is a limit. It's just in these Otsutsuki situations where Boruto's just that gifted and just that talented and just has the bloodline, training works for him, just like it seemingly would have worked for Kawaki, going by Boruto's statements. And there's limits. There's definitely limits. Kawaki had a decent idea of like finding other paths to power. It's just right now it's biting him back because he seemingly can't just handle increase after increase. There has to be a new way to get power for him after he wakes up. He can't just go back to Amado in the lab and ask for more power. Now he's going to have to realize that doesn't work. He's going to have to figure out a new path to power, whether that be Shibai cells, whether that be some type of chakra or whatever. He can't just keep overclocking himself. Just like how
100%.
Boruto will have limits to his own training. Like it took him 3 years to get that strong, when it took Kawaki just getting his limiters removed to get to a similar point in power. So it's them finding different hurdles in their paths. Boruto wanted to consistently increase himself by going through the way of the ninja, by doing these trainings, by doing these drills, while Kawaki wanted a more Otsutsuki like path to power. They're not both. They're both not fully wrong, and they're both not fully right. They're just going through paths they feel like suits them the most. In Kawaki's point, he's now facing that hurdle where, yeah, my body is kind of screwed. How can I pause? How can I increase my durability, or just figure out a way where I don't overheat after using a certain amount of power?
Yeah, 100%. And to be honest, I think this is where the Karma Seal could essentially play a very good role. Now, of course, could just be the fact that Kawaki's body can't necessarily get faster and stronger because his body will essentially overheat. But one of the reasons why I think V2 of the Karma Seal was so important was that you actually get all the battle experiences from the Otsutsuki member that actually gave you the Karma Seal, or at least at Otsutsuki and Otsutsuki. I forgot the actual lore. I might have to go reread that. But that in itself would be huge for Kawaki in terms of like actually improving. It wouldn't necessarily require him to actually get physically stronger or get physically faster. And we talked about it a little bit earlier, especially Rising. He touched on it. That's the reason why, if you would ask me right now, would Kawaki beat Ishiki Otsutsuki in a one-on-one? I'd probably say no, even though Kawaki might be physically faster or physically stronger. Ishiki Otsutsuki just has that battle experience and that ninjutsu experience, I guess, shinjutsu experience that Kawaki just doesn't. And to be honest, hypothetically, if Kawaki does get that battle experience, that in combination with potential training with Kashin Koji could make him significantly stronger. Like that in itself would be great. Like, but yeah, that's why I think the Karma V2 is still going to play a very big part in the series, 100%.
So you don't think that he's gaining any battle experience from the Karma that he received from Ishiki? Like whenever he taps into the Karma, he's not receiving his battle experience. Because when he first unlocked his his eye, he was using it flawlessly. Like he used it just like Ishiki. His shrinking ability, all that. Like it was like he learned it right away. He didn't have to train. He didn't have to go through anything to be able to access that dojutsu.
Well, that could be similar to regular people unlocking their dojutsu, where it's like when they unlock their dojutsu, they're not really like clueless the first time they use it. They could still do some things, but maybe it's not completely mastered. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that he doesn't get any battle experience from the Karma, so they've never really said that. He or from V1 you get 0 battle experience, but he doesn't get all the battle experience that he would get from like a V2 of the Karma Seal. For example, and of course I understand this right here wouldn't necessarily be Boruto himself getting that knowledge from Momoshiki, but when Momoshiki took over his body in the battle against Boro, like he immediately knew what to do with the Karma Seal. I'm assuming once Boruto himself.
Well, that's because that was Momoshiki who took control. It wasn't Boruto on anything, no.
But then again, hypothetically, if Boruto had that battle experience of Momoshiki, he would essentially know how to essentially go down and absorb chakra from Naruto, whereas like earlier on in that arc, he messed up absorbing an attack from Kawaki. And then not only that, Boruto or Momoshiki in the body of Boruto flew up and created a giant Rasengan, whereas Boruto at that particular point didn't necessarily know how to do that. So like that battle experience would automatically be related to a Boruto if he were to have full control of that V2.
Or we can just say that Shiki's battle experience is trash. Because Code no, seriously, because Code said you're not picking up on the battle experience. And he has Shiki's Karma, so even though it's a dud. So he should be picking up on the battle experience, and we've been getting washed, bro. Like,
I'd low-key argue that Ishiki had more battle experience than Momoshiki, especially in this dimension where
no. I'm not talking about Momoshiki. I'm talking about Code. Code picked up on Ishiki's battle experience. He has Ishiki's Karma, so even though it's a dud, and he told Boruto and Kawaki that one of the perks of the Karma Seal is you pick up on the battle experience of the user, or not the user, I'm sorry, of the caster, the person who gave you the Karma Seal. Seems
Yeah, but
his battle
gotta remember-
experience
You also
is
got to
highly
remember
trash.
a key point in Code's fight during
Mhm.
that battle.
Nope.
He had the battle experience, but he didn't have the power. His power was actively limited. We know from Koji that if you run back that fight, Code beats Kawaki no problem at that point in time, because we know that if Kawaki had left the village, Code just beats him up and feeds him to Tentans.
Bro, he
Code would've
needed
won.
a whole army to fight Sasuke. No limiters. He's using Ishiki's battle experience, bro. His battle experience is trash.
in my personal opinion, I don't necessarily think he has true essence of the Karma Seal. I think he was bluffing. I think he knows what it is, but he doesn't necessarily have access to it. For the same reason why we don't necessarily see the horn on him, and of course we don't necessarily see the horn on Kawaki or Boruto. They're just tapping into the first level of the karma. The second one is
She's washing cold, bro.
Stop.
But you know, I feel like
I started.
going back to the point of the issue, I feel like battle experience won't help Kawaki out this time, because we got to remember, from what we can see, this is more of a physical issue. This is his ninja tech just not being able to handle that power output. So it doesn't matter how much smarter Kawaki gets or how much in tune with his chakra that he'll get. It's a situation where if he outputs a certain amount of power or a certain level of power, his body will just kick out on him. It's kind of a similar situation that Ishiki dealt with, where he was working on a time limit, but every time he fought, that time limit would get shorter. So there has to be a way for him to actually get his body in tune with.
He wasn't a perfect vessel, though. Kawaki was supposed to be the perfect vessel.
Yes, but you got to remember, in addition to what he gets in Otsutsuki, he also has ninja tech added onto him. If he didn't have
how much ninja tech did he add onto him? Because
his whole body is ninja tech. So we got to remember
all his cells and stuff like that.
Yes, in short, you could say his very existence is a scientific ninja tool. So it's basically like
it's still flesh and blood and organic. So that's what I was like.
Yes, if I had to compare it, it would be like Android 18 and 17. They're all organic. They were just modified at the cellular level to where they're cyborgs. It's the same thing in Kawaki's situation. He's flesh and blood, but every cell in his body has been modified to be a scientific ninja tool. That's why he overheats. It's a great benefit for him to make him stronger, faster, to give him healing, to give him that shape change that he has with his arms. But the problem is, he wanted power too quickly. He told Amado, I want more, even after he got his limiters removed. That's the problem. He's overclocking his body to where, he got a power increase, but in turn, his hardware is just unable to keep up with that flashy new software. Gotcha. So he needs to find a different way to that power. I mean, he might just look at Damon and say, you know what? Damon's a lot stronger than me. Damon's also a cyborg. Why is Damon not having this overheating problem? Right. He might say, Amado, give me what Damon got. And, if you make, like, for example, the Shibai cells a dangerous situation to where Kawaki might not survive, you have your explanation why Amado's not willing fully to give Kawaki that power boost, because if Kawaki dies, Akabi can't come back. So it's a situation where you have Damon, hypothetically, who's just a better model of a cyborg, where Damon never had to train. Damon never had to do anything. He was gifted that power. And his reflex is great, but his physical stats are just crazy to where he can just keep fighting. I
wonder if he was just that strong before he was a cyborg, but that's
impossible.
Exactly. I feel like that's just impossible.
Yeah, we gotta get everybody's starting line is going to be different. But
we got a super chat we're gonna get to after this, though. My bad, though. Just let you know.
No, I was gonna say I think y'all always bringing up a lot of great points, but I'm ultimately, like, right now, my mindset is I'm along the ballpark for Kawaki. I personally think he has 3 pathways to go down, and realistically, it's inevitable. I think if it comes to just simply going back to a model, it has to get to a point where instead of asking for like simply more offense or even simply more defense, he needs to ask, because if he's not going to train, and obviously Boruto brought up that point, I think Rajan mentioned earlier that, you already reached past a point where you should have been started training or possibly even unlocked Naruto and been training with Naruto. You know what I'm saying? Right now, the ops is already here. So instead of like training, well, maybe he could possibly still maybe even lock in, get some extra hours in at night. I don't know, who knows, but ask Amato somehow to do his scientific ninja tech to make him more durable, or like y'all said, simply make him like Damon. That can be a great way, and I think maybe the most realistic way, because he's gonna be jealous. Damon took out 100 of these niggas under a minute.
100%.
You
And
feel me?
we know Kawaki has an inferiority. I can't even
Inferior,
say the word.
yeah, that word. That type of
Inferiority.
complex. Inferiority complex.
Yeah.
Inferiority
So if he
complex, yeah.
hypothetically wakes up and he finds out Boruto took care of everything with maybe Himawari or Damon or whoever, he's gonna be pissed.
Yeah,
I think the key difference has to be where he can't go to Amado for a quick power up. He can get a quick power up, but he has to struggle for it. It can't just be us going back to the lab again.
Boy, he better.
I don't think
Yeah,
he's gonna.
somebody.
He
No,
better get his. He better
there is
get his.
no
He better
update,
get his shiesty
no
on. I
upgrades
don't
left.
know what you talking
It's
about,
like,
bro.
oh, you want this power up? Well, you got to do this, and this first. Because I don't think he's gonna be training in the traditional sense. I think the ship has sailed, and if he just tries to go to the ninja path of training, it just ultimately proves Boruto right.
Bro,
Kawaki's not that character. He's gonna want an external source of power.
Yeah, exactly.
It just won't be as easy as these last two power ups.
Exactly.
Whether that
Yeah,
be Shibai cells or eating a thorn soul or getting tailed beast chakra, it has to be something that pushes him off the deep end and more so being against the Shinobi era. Because we got to remember, at some point, Kawaki just basically says, "Yeah, I gotta end the Shinobi era, or the Shinobi era needs to end." We're not at that point yet. Like he's even wearing a headband right now. So, whatever this path to power is, has to push Kawaki more into that dark path he's already going into. We can't. I feel like we can't just go into standard ninja training.
He needs to throw on that shiesty mask, bro, and he need to walk up to Amado and make him sign them papers, bro. Like I ain't.
but here's the thing. The thing with Kawaki, I don't necessarily think it's a situation where he can go back to a model, and the model currently has his stats on like 75%, and maybe he could turn up to 80%, or maybe he could turn up to 85%. I think his stats are already maxed. Once Kawaki realizes that his body is actually not up to par and it can't necessarily handle the full. But yeah, once Kawaki fully understands that his body can't really take advantage of that full output, he's then going to find a way to, or at least try to find a way to get stronger in a way that doesn't necessarily include just upgrading his physical abilities.
No. Might, like sorry to cut you off, bro. My bad. He's cybernetic. What kind of training is going to enhance a cybernetic being besides upgrades?
The ones we've seen him do already. We've seen him do hand-to-hand combat. He talked about that extensively with Jigen. He talked about how he improved significantly.
He can learn ninjutsu. He can get better at ninjutsu.
That's ninjutsu.
Ninjutsu as well. Not only we seen him learn ninjutsu already, he was also a quick learner. He learned the shadow clones and fire style jutsu.
But see, that's the great part about his character, because he saw the path to a ninja, and he ultimately chose to go towards the path of the Otsutsuki. Yeah. So I feel like if he goes into the Konoha library and starts learning jutsu, I feel like ultimately that just says he was wrong, and I feel like we can't really have that because.
But jutsu is not going to increase his strength, though. That's what I'm saying. Like
it will. It 100% will, and especially
by a minuscule amount. Like he'll have to train for years. He'll have to go to Kashin Koji and be like, "Yo, can you help me go 10 years of training past, because it's going to take me forever to do all this." Like
pick on throwing down. He literally told Sarada that when Sarada tried to have him train, he said, "Yo, train ninjutsu, it'll take 5 to 10 years to beat Code."
Exactly.
The thing now though, he has Kashin Koji. all he really needs is basics.
He does
for,
not
like,
have Kashin Koji.
he,
Boruto has
right.
Kashin Koji.
Well, yes,
Or in what future
but
does Kawaki actually trains that Kashin Koji would be able to pull that
or like
information?
invent a jutsu? Because you got to remember,
yeah,
Koji can only show you what you yourself are doing. If 10 out of 10 futures, Kawaki does not invent anything other than Amado potentially hiding more power. Koji can't really do much unless it's to tell him, okay, if you eat this thorn soul, you're getting more power. And it just goes back to external power-ups, which I feel like would fit Kawaki more, because at this point, he doesn't even have a week to do.
Yeah,
to
like
do
I
much.
think even Boruto would have told him now. All Boruto told him was go see he said go see Amado because Amado is like he has some type of switch on. So I can't remember verbatim. But he told him to go to Amado so he can get the limiters. Yeah, the limiters.
Like, we don't have any time. Like, faster is better.
Yeah,
No.
there was no training or nothing like that.
I get it, but he also talked about like training with Naruto. I believe the reason why he kind of planted that seed, or at least brought that up, is because if he trained with Naruto over the past 3 years, he'd be able to actually train with Kashin Koji and get significantly stronger.
In
just
part
off the
one,
base that Naruto gave him.
In part one, this is what Boruto told him. Are we talking about Kashin Koji?
No, in part two. I'm talking about in part two when Boruto said, "Hey, I wish you would have trained with Naruto," but he said something along the lines of that. But we all know why you couldn't, just because of course Naruto's sealed.
No, he said it would have been. He said it would have been ideal. He said it would have been ideal if you would have freed Naruto and have him train you.
Okay, this is the TBV. This is not part two. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was a little confused. My bad.
Yeah. So hypothetically, if Naruto did train,
though.
Hypothetically, if he did train Kawaki, he'd then be able to. Of course, we understand that Koji's Boruto's as of right now, but he'd then be able to train with Koji and then get significantly stronger, similar to how Boruto got significantly stronger. And I want to ask you guys, Kawaki before he got his limiters removed, do you guys think Boruto before he trained with Koji was stronger than that version of Kawaki?
No.
My personal opinion?
Wait.
Kawaki was Kawaki ended off part one as being the third strongest person in the verse.
You talking about after he trained with Sasuke? Like, what are you talking about? Like, or
after Sasuke taught him all the Uchiha.
Oh yeah, no. I think Boruto had him probably.
I'd still give it to Kawaki because you got to remember that.
Yeah, Kawaki fought Cole by himself. So yeah, I give it to Kawaki.
Yeah, either way, they would be comparable, and I understand that version of Boruto, the basis that he was coming off of, again, learning all the Uchiha style and also having significant training from academy to getting, of course, Chunin. He was basically like Chunin level as an academy student. That's different. But hypothetically, Kawaki could learn even decent jutsus. He could have that base plus the already speed and strength to build off of. So when he trains with Kashin Koji, he'd be significantly stronger. He'd get exponential strength.
See, the problem though is you got to remember Koji isn't a quick fix. Even though he gave Boruto the theory of the flying Raijin, Boruto ultimately still had to train. It was no different than Boruto seeing a scroll with that information and then him training. Because the information at the end of the day is irrelevant where Koji got it. He's just the sensei. He's just giving you information. It's the same. It's nearly the same way of Naruto reading the Forbidden Scroll, seeing how to do the Shadow Clone in quick, easy steps, and him training to do it. In Kawaki's case, if Koji was able to see,
Koji gave him the cheat codes though. Like he's significantly faster.
He didn't make it. He made it faster in a way where Boruto did not have to invent the technique.
Yeah,
but he still gave him. It was basically giving Boruto a scroll, and then Boruto having to train to just figure it out.
No,
so
it was just like
on the theory.
Do this, and then once you master this, then you do this part, and then like I can see Boruto doing it faster rather. Yeah,
he's doing it faster, in where now he doesn't have to invent the technique.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
It's like saying,
okay, my bad. Yeah.
It's like if you told Naruto, instead of learning the Shadow Clone Jutsu, instead of stealing Tobirama's Jutsu, how about you spend 20 years inventing your own clone technique? So Naruto did not have to invent his own clone technique. He just looked through Tobirama's notes, and all he had to do was learn how to use it and train for those couple of hours to learn how to use it. In Boruto's case, that's the same way. All Koji's doing is cutting out the theory part. He's giving you the theory of how to perform the jutsu. All you gotta do is learn how to do it.
And he had to learn his own variations of doing it too, though. Like, because he doesn't do it just like he doesn't do it like Minato does.
Yeah, because we gotta remember
blocks and all
technically they're two different jutsu. Boruto just named it the Flying Raijin to honor Minato. That's like that's like if Kakashi invented the Chidori.
What's the real name?
That
he was actually trying to he was trying to master the space-time ninjutsu as a super, but it was too tricky, so he added his ninja way to it, and then he called it Flying
Raijin. Then he called it the Flying Raijin. In reality, they're just two different jutsus. He just named it the same. It would be like if Kakashi said, "You know what? I invented the Chidori because of what I failed to do with the Rasengan. Let me call it the Rasengan." They can be both called the Rasengan, but they're not the same jutsu. If that makes sense.
And we essentially seen a function of how the training process works in the past couple of chapters when he essentially trained Inojin. I wish they went more in depth, and I think the anime would probably do a better job of that. But like, they even trained him faster than what they originally thought. And of course, that one ability, of course, is just one ability, but it was like less than a week. I think Kawaki could potentially have similar outcomes as that, especially since he learned the Shadow Clone and that Fire Style Jutsu relatively quickly. And especially hypothetically, I'm saying hypothetically a lot, but especially if he gets the Karma V2 and he gets all that battle experience of an Ishiki Otsuki, I think that'll just exponentially upgrade the base of knowledge that he could potentially work off of.
I agree that he would get stronger just by having jutsu, but the problem, it's not fixing the root cause of his problem, which is overheating. A jutsu won't fix that problem unless it's something that strengthens his body or his ninja tech.
I think
to be able to be durable enough.
And matter of fact, in a way, I don't necessarily think it will fix it, but I think he could work around it. I think he'd be able to fight without needing to exert himself to the point where he does overheat.
Because remember when he was fighting the Mamushi clones, it's not that they were significantly in his ballpark. He was able to destroy those clones relatively easily to himself. It's him just using too much power through the day to where he reached his limit. So it wasn't even I'm outputting the limits of my power. It's okay, I outputted like 80% of my reserves and my body just conked out on me. So it's a situation
crazy that
where
he didn't clock out when he fought for Jigen though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but in the Jigen situation, he wasn't using his power output for that long. Plus, he hadn't gotten his second upgrade. This is a situation to where Kawaki's not really tired. It's just he's not even feeling that he's tired. It's just his body said, "Nope, you use this technique 10 times today. So yeah, I gotta put that cap on you." And he just overheated. So it's a situation to where you gotta fix that body because even if he's not
even
exerting
like Kakashi using the Chidori, he said he can only, or Sasuke when he first used the Chidori, he can only use it about like 3 times or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was
2 or something like that. But yeah, it's it's kind of counterintuitive, not counterintuitive. I'm sorry, reminiscent to that though.
We're in a situation to where unless that jutsu is something that fixes his body specifically, any added jutsu increase wouldn't make sense for Kawaki to learn when he needs to solve this root cause first. And you might have to go to a science.
He needs to give him Boro. He needs to give him Boro's regeneration.
Or Damon, whatever he gave Damon, he's got to give to Kawaki. And I feel like that's something that Kawaki would say.
I think we disagree on that specific point right there. I think he could just work around his body overheating. I understand you said he didn't necessarily do anything too crazy for his body to overheat the first time, but I generally think, or I genuinely think, it was more of that blast thing that really like had him overheat. And again, we've seen him like steam before off him using the blasting even before he was upgraded with a model. I think that's just regular, and I think we kind of did see him overheat already basically the first time he was introduced in the Boruto manga.
So that just states that Amado is a defective scientist because Dr. Giro, he was able to build androids that were perfectly functioning with a box full of scraps in a cave.
If Android 17 after that fade with Piccolo went back to Dr. Zero and like force him to upgrade him, he might have overheated as well.
Nah,
I can't.
they was dead. They was dead. He was dead. I mean, but
Hey,
I do want to get to the super chat real quick though. I'm sorry he
yeah.
sent it a long time ago. Sorry guys. Oh, Rennie Willis, thanks for the $5 donation. I hope you're still on the live. He said, "Do you guys think that Sasuke survives and him and Naruto get one last epic fight scene in the story?"
I think Sasuke will definitely survive. The fact that we even got him into a tree and Naruto's been sealed away means that yeah, they will survive until the end. Now, whether they get one last epic fight, I kind of disagree on that. I don't think that'll happen. I feel like their final fight and their final kind of like a bet was Boruto, and Sasuke's kind of winning that bet. Like he won that bet anyway. And I feel like at the end of the day, once Naruto comes out, it'll be a situation where both their resolves run out, one out. But Sasuke in the end was right. Like Boruto is a shinobi. It doesn't matter how much time passes or the current times. The soul of a shinobi stays the same. So it would just be going full circle and just saying, yeah, you really did win that bet. Like I told you, you won that bet after Momoshiki, but you really won this bet. Like Boruto really stepped up, and the new generation really stepped up. So I don't think they need an epic fight scene after this because they put all that behind them. Like Boruto was their new fight, basically, in my opinion.
I mean, I don't know. I think they will, just because, for one, Sasuke doesn't have the Rinnegan no more. Naruto, he doesn't have Kurama, so it'd be kind of dope to see them fight base for base.
It would be dope.
Just to see
I just don't think it.
I don't think
in the
it'll
context of
happen,
the
but
story,
it'll be dope though.
Yeah, it'd be dope. I wouldn't necessarily mind it, but I'd more agree with Ryzen. I don't necessarily think
Yeah,
they would do it for simply because it was already confirmed that they have been training together. We just never seen it at any point. So I wish we did. It was basically talked about during the Momoshiki arc when I forgot what Sasuke said, but he basically alluded to it after they beat Momoshiki that they have been training, and we just never saw it. The fans would love to see it, even OVA. Like it doesn't have to be canon. Just give it to us. We'd love to see it.
Love it.
Well, of course, my guy Sasuke is going to survive. So yeah, but for the fight, I'd love to see it if it happens. Long live my guy Sasuke.
like it would be a nice OVA. 100%. I would love to see it. I just
Well,
think
actually, now that I think about it, we still might get a dope ass extension of Sasuke versus Code. So we might get that.
Oh yeah, the anime. Hopefully we get that, and then we can put like all doubts about that fight to rest. I feel like there's a lot of stigma concerning that fight, and it's funny because I don't like Code, but you know, I'm on the firm belief that was a sneak attack. You know, Sasuke's tricky. He's a crafty ninja, especially if you're not paying attention to him. So hopefully the anime does that fight justice.
Oh, maybe Sarada puts Hidari in a Genjutsu and has him fight Naruto. You never know. You never know. Yeah, I also think Sasuke survived. I think Sasuke and both Sasuke and Naruto survived. People disagree with my Naruto reason as to why I think he will survive. I do believe that the board survives, especially Ikimoto. They are sentimental, and especially when it comes to the anime. I understand that Ikimoto isn't necessarily too involved with the anime, but they do love emotional scenes. And I think Naruto meeting Kashi and Koji is the one that they're probably salivating over, like all the
That'd
ratings.
be cool. But we do need Koji to survive, hopefully.
Yeah.
I feel like Naruto can't die right now at all, because you got to remember, what is Kawaki's core justification for all this? It's for Naruto.
Yeah,
if Naruto had died,
die either.
If Naruto had died during Baryon mode, if he just died, if he collapsed and that was it, Kawaki now has no reason to live, and he has no reason to do anything. He doesn't care if Momoshiki lives or dies, because Naruto's now dead. That's his whole reason. That's why you couldn't have him die during Baryon mode. So,
all right. I was about to say, overall, I agree with that. But the crazy thing is, adding on to that, I think Kawaki would then try to live for Naruto's legacy, which would be like the Hidden Leaf Village. He'd probably try to actually become Hokage.
That could definitely be a thing, 100%. It just becomes a situation to where Naruto's life is now not in danger because of Momoshiki, because he's just dead. Like that
Mhm.
ship has sailed. So unless Kawaki figures out that wait, maybe as an Otsutsuki I can bring Naruto back. Maybe I can get omnipotence. It becomes a situation where he just becomes apathetic, especially if he keeps that mentality of not wanting to live, of being empty inside. So it would have to depend on whether he would move past through his hypothetical pain. Because Naruto is this catalyst for everything that Kawaki's been doing. Even up to now, he's willing to sacrifice Sarada, Chocho, whoever, as long as it keeps Naruto alive.
100%. 100%.
Like
Also, I
even
did want.
Hinata is only sealed because she was near Naruto. If she had went out with Himawari, she wouldn't be getting sealed. People say, "Oh, he's keeping them safe." At the end of the day, he's only really keeping Naruto safe. Because if that was the case of him wanting to keep the Uzumaki family safe, he would have sealed Himawari too. But then that would have ruined his plan because he can't explain where Himawari would go. So it's a situation where he's really only doing this for Naruto at the end of the day. Hinata's just a casualty of just being there at that moment in time.
Yeah, true.
And you know what's crazy? They always say he killed the Hokage. They never say he killed the Hokage's wife too. It's always just Naruto. They never mention Hinata. Like she hasn't been brought up in any panel. You can search
Boruto
TV.
didn't
Nah,
bring
the
her
only
up.
person that brought her up was Boruto.
Yeah, I'm
that's
talking
kind
about
of
everybody
realistic.
else. Everybody else. I'm talking about everybody else.
Yeah, everybody else said fuck that.
Yeah, unfortunately, if that happens in real life, it would kind of
Yeah.
be similar to that.
I mean, no one talks about the third Hokage's wife. No one, unfortunately, talked about Kushina.
He
who's
had
always
he had a
Minato.
wife.
Yeah. see.
Oh my!
I mean,
days.
if you got Konohamaru, he gotta have had a wife or a mistress. Maybe he was a mistress. Well, shit, who knows?
So Obito killed his wife.
Holy.
Yeah, so his wife was with Kushina when they were delivering Naruto, and then she died.
Oh yeah.
And no one cared because at the end of the day, the only important person is the Hokage. He's the one that's keeping the village running.
She is a part of the Hyuga clan. She's the princess, bro. Like,
but here's the thing: killing a Hyuga is a big deal. But like, when your death is tied to the Hokage, it becomes a situation to where you got to talk about the Hokage because the Hokage affects the whole land of fire and affects the whole world. All a Hyuga death affects is the clan. That's basically it. So unfortunately for Hinata, unless you're really close to her, you're not going to get mentioned. And even Himawari didn't mention Hinata, which is sad. Funny enough.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nobody mentioned Hinata, bro. Like, she's null and void. Nobody cares.
Yeah,
I mean,
Hokage.
it's like Asuma. No one cares about the Hokage's son, even though he was killed. The only person who really cared was Shikamaru. And after
y'all probably have Hinata fans on y'all, bro. I'm telling y'all. Go ahead.
I'm a Hinata
Nah,
fan. At the end of the
I'm
day,
saying, why do nobody care about Hinata? That's all I'm saying.
We asking a question, so we taking up for Hinata fans right now.
Yeah, I'm like, what's going on? Nobody mentions Hinata. It's all Naruto.
Where'd his wife go?
It's like they don't even care Hinata disappeared. Like,
but it's like for example, if
Quote unquote
Soegi
died, not disappeared. Quote unquote
if
died.
for example, if Soegi was with Naruto and Hinata at that point, and Soegi got sealed too, would people be talking about Soegi? They'd be talking about the most important person, Naruto. And yet you'd bring up his wife.
Suege. Who's that?
It's the Jonin. Oh, one of the Jonin.
Yeah,
the one who got put in the tree.
That's not Hinata. That's not Hinata. That's not. I asked you who is that, so that's
not even close.
No, that's the one that Sarada couldn't protect.
That's crazy. First of all, he got Sarada out the way. He held it down for Sarada.
Yeah, like if it wasn't for him, Sarada would be
supposed to protect
right now.
You feel me? Exactly.
But, it's unfortunately that
we would have had a Hadari and a Hakari running around if it wasn't for this nigga for this.
Unfortunately, it's like what Boris said. It happens in real life. You're gonna mention the most important person first, and at the end of the day, you just stop talking about Hinata. I mean, no one talked about Kushina when the fourth Hokage got brought up. Up until we realized that Minato was Naruto's dad, and that was pretty early. That's when we started thinking about, oh wait, then who's his wife? Like no one brought up his wife. No one From the brief conversations of the fourth Hokage, no one brought up his wife. No one cared.
But let me ask you something. Was she a princess?
Kushina?
Yeah.
Technically not.
Okay. Case closed.
But at the end of the day, you still have Hanabi as the future clan head, just going there. So unless you're a Hyuga clan member, or just a Hyuga clan in general, unless you're family or close friends, you're gonna start eventually just not talking about her anymore, and you're just gonna say, "Oh, this man killed the Hokage," and then if need be, you're gonna bring up this man killed the Hokage and his wife. So it makes sense for
princess, bro.
but it makes sense.
They went to the moon for Hinabi, bro.
That's true. But it makes sense for like the council.
Sense.
It makes sense for the council and like Kobu to like say his biggest crime is killing the Hokage. And yeah, it is weird that Himawari never said anything, but I can cut the council some slack because at the end of the day, all they really care is about the Hokage. Like, bro, yeah, this man killed our Hokage.
They gave the okay for them to destroy the moon for Hinabi, bro. Even though it was gonna kill her though, at the same time. So I don't know. Like,
but
no,
He was just gonna blow the moon up just because he wanted to shoot that cannon.
Yeah, but they had to get some type of okay from the
They did not get the okay. He was like, "Fuck it, fire it off."
Fire off.
It was only them begging for extra time. Like he said, it doesn't matter. Naruto and the others will realize their sacrifice. I don't care. I'm shooting that moon down. It's like it wasn't even a Hanabi situation. It was Kakashi telling them to track down a Hanabi. They didn't even know they were going to be on the moon. So that was just a retrieval mission. And then eventually that led up to going to the moon, and then the Raikage wanting to have B blow up the moon to protect the planet.
That's my guy. I fuck with the Raikage. That's my dude. Hey, but yeah, so what chapter is next? I'm running out of
33.
I thought you said 73. I was about to say what?
Imagine.
Oh my days, as Baro would say, oh my days.
Technically, it's what, 123?
Oh my days. Oh my days. But anyways,
113.
Oh yeah, 113.
Oh my days.
Yeah, not 90. My bad.
Oh my, I don't read 113 chat. Okay. Anyways, as I was saying, so we got next chapter. We ended off with, what was it? 1,000 Mamushi clothes?
Yes. 1,000 and counting.
1,000 and counting. So now we don't have Sarada. We have Kawaki who burnt out. All we have is Boruto, Himawari, who else?
That's it.
Delta.
And Delta. And Damon. Sorry, Damon.
Damon's confined to Ada, bro. It's too many clones to the point where he can't leave Ada's side.
So what do y'all think is going to happen next? How long? Well, two questions. What do y'all think is going to happen next chapter? And do you think this is going to be the last chapter? And how long do you think this Mamushi arc is going to prolong?
I would say, to answer your second question first, I would say I wouldn't be surprised if it's the last chapter for Mamushi, because he's already like, if you keep it a being, he's already done damage. Like with what Kawaki and Sarada, they're out. If they stay out for the remainder of the arc, the damage is done. And plus, he left us in a position where we genuinely don't know how you can get past 1,000 of these niggas. So I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes a chapter or two longer, but I wouldn't be surprised if it ends. But as for the nigga, what's the name? Mamushi himself, I believe it's gonna be. I don't know. I'll say this for sure. I don't know if I mentioned this. Well, I wasn't even on the last pod. I don't know if I mentioned this on a previous pod since chapter 32 dropped, but I do believe we will get a flashback in chapter 33. It just feels right because right now we're in such a mystery stasis, mystery point in the chapter where we have so many questions. And if you think about it, every time Ikimoto starts off a chapter with a flashback or gives us a major flashback in the chapter, the previous chapter leaves us off with so many questions, and we don't know which one of them the next chapter is going to start with addressing. So I think we will get a flashback next chapter for sure. And
we could see when Damon knocked out Bug's teeth.
Possibly that. But I don't know if it might pertain to Sarada, it might pertain to Boruto and Sasuke,
I
or it
would
might
love
pertain
that.
to Kashin Koji. I don't know who, but I feel it. It's gonna be a flashback.
Yeah, I can
I
see
would love to see
it.
him knock out his teeth. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was kind of wondering why he brought it up in the last chapter. Like, yo, that's random. But yeah, if I were to have like a
And
grandiose
hilarious.
prediction for the next chapter, I would say Kawaki wakes up. He does what he did in like the early parts. Right? I think it was like chapter 22 or 23, something like that, and he just creates like that huge blast. Stop touching me. Probably get some flashbacks from Jigen.
Hey,
Yeah.
yo.
But over overall though, like,
Stop
seriously,
touching me is crazy. Oh my
exactly.
gosh.
That's literally what he said, though. That's mad crazy, bro.
Fact. But on a
Stop
serious note,
touching
though,
me. Oh my
I
gosh.
could actually see this being the last
Where is
chapter for
Chris
Mamushi.
Hansen?
I wouldn't be surprised if there's another chapter. So like this could be like the last 1 or 2 chapters for Mamushi. One of the questions that I do actually have overall is like, are these things really limitless in chakra? Because we understand when Naruto did use the multi-shadow clone jutsu, even though he had crazy chakra reserves, using 1,000 clones, shadow clones in his case, was like questionable. I wonder if these Mamushi clones are gonna start to feel any of that, and of course, we're going to 100% see some sort of effects of his mentality, how smart, how stupid they could potentially be. I wonder if they're gonna start fighting each other. Like at 1,000, like they're already arguing with each other over who was gonna devour Ada. Like it might be mass riots of them just fighting each other.
I could see
Man,
that. It could definitely be possible, especially because at 200 they were already pretty dumb. So like, I would be surprised if they can even form a sentence at this point
Yeah.
with 1,000 plus. I agree. I think we might get like 1 or 2 chapters, 2 to round the arc up. Like regardless if Momoshiki survive, Mamushi survives or just dies. Um, I think we will definitely get something to do with Koji because we did end off at his face paneling around at the last panel, and I would love to see something with Momoshiki. I think it's still too early for Momoshiki to break that deal. So I feel like if we see Momoshiki, he can only be beneficial. There's no reason to break that deal right now, just for Mamushi. So it would be interesting to see if Momoshiki is kind of like the person who snaps Boruto out of it. Like, wake up, you inferior creature! You still have a job to do. And then he just like gives Boruto like information or a technique or whatever, and just says, "Deal with this inferior creature already, so I can get on with my life."
Yeah, that'll be elite as well. Also, the fact that he's kind of like a singularity, or Momoshiki and Boruto, they're like singularity. So Kashin Koji wouldn't necessarily have been able to like predict anything like that.
100%. And I feel like it would also kind of play with Kawaki's emotions because if Momoshiki's being beneficial right now, it kind of lowers Team 10 and everyone into a false sense of security because in their mind they're just going to see Boruto being beneficial, saving them from Mamushi, and it would make Momoshiki's eventual freak out even more better. It would make that payoff a lot better because right now it's just too early. Like I don't see any reason why Momoshiki should go on a villain arc right now to make Boruto look bad because they have that deal in play. Like he can just ride that deal out for now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And to
Yeah.
be honest, here's an angle in which like would be hilarious. Like imagine if Momoshiki starts to ingratiate himself with the shinobi, and that in itself leads Kawaki to like hate shinobi. Like that would be insane. Where Momoshiki saves his day and everyone understands, hey, it was Momoshiki that saved everyone from Mamushi. Like, nah, that would be crazy.
Hey, I got a crazy idea for a plot twist, and I want to hear you guys opinions on this. Chat, what you guys think about this? What if we are all wrong about the final villain in TVV, and the final villain actually ends up being Kashin Koji himself, the savior of Naruto, and part 1 of Naruto or part 2, I can't remember, end up being the villain of Boruto.
It would be a good plot twist, I would say, but I don't think they'd do Jiraiya's character like that, all due respect. I don't think they
Yeah, an evil Jiraiya.
Why
Oh
not?
man, the the
Why
the,
not?
the
Why
Boruto
not?
haters would have some real ammo for that.
Yeah. AKA the Naruto OG fans. The Boruto haters.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
know, it could fit. Anyone as a villain could fit. I feel like we would have to discuss Koji's motives, because for what motives would that be? Because we've seen that he was willing to die as a tool against Ishiki, and the only reason why he saved himself is because the Earth was in danger. So,
Yeah.
what motive would Koji have, and what would make him a villain? Because him as a human, unless I'm mistaken, he can't really eat a chakra fruit without a karma, or just being an Otsutsuki. So that's out of the window. That's out of the way. So unless he wants to become a dictator despot, I don't really see what his motive would 100% be.
What if he got his ability for Shibai? What if his main goal is to guide them to the timeline where they revive Shibai or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be him fighting them or whatever, but his main priority is to do that. And we were under the assumption that he is actually trying to change the world, when actually his actual goal, his main priority, was bring back Shibai.
So, like, as a priest to Shibai,
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. It would just be a situation to, why would he want Shibai to come back? And if it's Shibai, why would he want to come back into this third dimension when he supposedly has infinite power and just lives in a higher plane of existence?
Yeah.
That's the situation. If he's pulled back by a force,
he's a weakling there. He's a weakling there. He wants to rule this universe.
That would be hilarious as hell. But also, it would be interesting because it seems to imply that he's omniscient and omnipotent, like, compared to this dimension. He's just in a higher plane. So I wonder how that would work, because if he just comes back, what's Shibai's goal then? Because I could see a situation of Shibai being a villain if they pulled him back by force and he said, "Oh man, now I gotta do this shit all over again." But if he's gonna come back to Earth, and that was his main goal, or not Earth, or just like the third dimension in general, what would his goal be that would put him as a villain?
Or maybe all right, so like you say, he pulls him back, unwillingly. Maybe like Amado, he figures out sometime in the future how to bring back his daughter, and say, like, I don't know if you ever watched Thor fucking Thunder and Love, but he goes to universe, or what was it? Universe, or what the fuck was it? I can't remember the name of the character. Eternity. He went to Eternity and made a wish, and he found out that Shibai can grant any wish or whatever like that, and he brings it back. He didn't see the point in time where Shibai actually didn't want to do it, blah blah blah. But like something towards something of that nature, because he can't see everything, but he can see glimpses and like snapshots and stuff like that.
So would you want Koji to be an unwilling villain, like what you said, him just making a mistake?
Yeah.
Or would you want him to go full villain, like, I'm gonna go revive Shibai to do this man's plan?
Either or.
If he's a villain, for me, I don't want to be a villain where it's like he's doing it for the greater good, and we can't necessarily see it right now. Yeah, well, even if it's got it correctly, like hypothetically, if everyone in the Hidden Leaf Village right now, currently, even the Borutos, the Kawakis, they need to die for some sort of other greater good to actually happen, and Kashin Koji is covertly, essentially guiding that to happen. Eventually, they'll all die, but he's doing it for the greater good. He could be a villain like that.
Because, like, ironically, he never brought up Amado's dreams of bringing back his daughter. Like, we all know as an audience that he wants to do that. He never brought that to Boruto's attention or anything like that. So, like, he sees timeline. I don't know how, like I said, I don't know how far he sees in the timeline, but he had to see what happens if they win, if Amado brings back his daughter.
Well, from what we know,
already knows that.
Yeah, he knows that's Amado's goal. We just don't know if Koji has talked to him about it. But we know that he wants to revive Akabi. And we kind of
Yeah,
get a
we
gist
know
of
that.
how
I'm
far he
talking
can
about.
see.
I'm talking about the characters in the story. Do they
Yeah,
know
they
that?
know. They know.
Yeah,
Boruto
yeah,
knows.
he explained it to them.
Yeah.
Amado explained it to them.
Boruto?
Yeah, Boruto knows. Sarada knows. I think even Mitsuki knows. That's not that's
Yeah,
an open secret right there.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm just thinking if he is a villain, he needs to be like an Eren villain from like Attack on Titan, where it's
Yeah, like
half
I gotta
of- half
sacrifice
of-
you all for the
Yeah,
greater
some
good.
people understand it, some people don't. Maybe eventually,
So
Koji
some
could.
people understand Eren. You understand Eren?
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
if
hell
you were
no.
on that
That's
He
island,
joking.
had his followers. I hear what Bar is saying. He had his followers and stuff like
I'm
that.
just
Yeah,
fucking
Yeah, he
with
had
you.
his
I
followers.
just wanted to throw niggas on the spot like that. Like, oh,
but
some
like here's
people
the thing
understand
though,
Eren.
if you were on that island,
I was on Aaron's side, bro. I don't know
yeah,
what
if you were on that
yeah.
island, you would want Eren to do what he did
I
because
was on his
Yeah.
side until he started tweaking. I'm gonna keep it a being. I was all for destroying that first city. What was it? That
Marley.
first
Nah, even
Marlin.
that.
I was
I'm
all
like,
for
nah,
destroying
that's
Marlin.
crazy.
But like after that, like this nigga talk about something in the world. I was like, oh yeah, you're
But see,
fucking.
Black, it's perspective. If you're on that island, you need Eren to do that because at some point the other countries will come for revenge or to just keep hating you and they'll want to kill you. But if
That's
you're
the
on that
thing. Cause look
But if
at
you're
that.
on the other side of that ocean, you want Eren to lose because now it's your life. So it's
But look at
perspective.
that though. But look at that, bro. If you literally choose to stop at that city and say, like, bro, this is what they put us through. This is what they got for it. Now, niggas already was you seen the reaction. A lot of them was announcing like this is what we get for our sins. Like, yeah, nigga, we fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people knew they fucked up. So as far as like just destroying that first place and then boom, understanding, okay, people are gonna hate. However, we saw people come from other parts of the world to support them. You feel me? So it's like you could have built from there, bro,
But
without
see, here's the
executing.
problem though. Say you destroy Marley, and I love that we pivoted to Attack on Titan. But say you destroy Marley, and the same thing happens, except everyone else is now alive. Now Paradise Island does not have the Titan powers. They're still 50 years behind technologically, and the rest of the world might just still be scared, and they have the manpower to destroy Paradise. Like the only real allies they had at that point in time is the equivalent of Japan. But then that's still fighting the rest of the world other
But,
than Marley. So it becomes a
but
risk.
But
A
by the
risk.
time they ran that operation to rescue Aaron and he ended up destroying like the main capital and stuff like that, it's like they already had people like the black dude and his people and then the other, I think the girl and her people, like they were already there. They
The
were
black
interested in
dude.
the people of the island and they were trying to like converse, and then they were like we could exchange intel research, and they already got more advanced enough by the point they were by the point like they went to the Marley to go rescue Aaron, and then he got the power of the Warhammer Titan or something like that. Like they already had so much more technology at that point, like it was ridiculous. So
Yes,
I'm like,
you got to
at that
remember,
point,
even with that technology, they still said they needed 50 years to be on that on the level of the rest of the world. So they're
but to
still
be
on a 50-year deficit.
but to be on the world, all right. Aside from that, say okay, let's say they stop it right, and they're just building the technology at the level or the pace they were building it during that little time skip, right? Even if the world were to say, oh, we're going to start to do this, we're going to start to do that, or let's plan some type of attack, I'm pretty sure there could have been some type of high council meeting. There could have been some type of negotiation to the point where, like, the king back in the day, the original founding titan, like, right idea, wrong execution. You said, hey, nobody attack this island, I'm going to execute war. It is like Aaron could have been on some, y'all seen what I did to Marley. Now y'all can go ahead and group up, but if I hear news about y'all niggas grouping up, well then there's that. Y'all
But see, that's the
decided to take it
difference.
there.
That's the difference. You're going under the assumption the Titan power is still there. But like
Because I would
if Eren removes the Titan powers, if the same thing happens as like what happened at the end of Attack on Titan, except you only destroy Marley, the Titan powers are now gone. Now you
well,
have Paradise that's just resource rich, and they now have no Titans. They have like
bro,
regular
my whole
guns.
thing is my whole thing is like he took it completely too far. Like,
Oh, he
wait,
did.
by the time like the Jaegerists became a thing, at that point you're long gone. I'm saying that whole entire assault on Marley, possibly that first assault could have been maybe extended a little bit more upon more parts of the city just to make a little bit more of a point. But after that assault, like that's it. So that means whoever Titans are still at that point allied with Marley can still be allied with Marley, and whichever Titans that Eren has and who are still with the parody can still be with parody, and then negotiations can happen. Like that could have been a thing. Like he simply refused, and the fact that it was like a whole thing where he
No
was in the
negotiations, bro.
no,
No
but
negotiating.
it's his fault because if he had some type of conscience and some type of influence in the past, present, and future at the same time, you simply telling me that you saw all those things and you was like, nah, I gotta destroy 80% of the world and make
Yep.
myself a villain. That's the only
Yep.
But see,
freaking
what
way.
was his goal?
Yep.
That's ridiculous. That's
But you got,
ridiculous.
it is 100% ridiculous.
Thanos on steroids.
But you gotta remember what was his goal. He didn't care about, at the end of the day, he didn't even care about parodies. He
That's the
wanted his
fault.
he wanted his friends to live long, peaceful lives.
Mm-hmm.
So he did it in a way where it had to guarantee them living long, peaceful lives, where they did not have to worry about Titans, where they did not have to worry about their children becoming Titan shifters and only living 13 years, but also people like Armin who only had a couple years left to live where they could be freed from that curse. So Eren didn't care about negotiations or anything.
Boom.
He just
Bomb
wanted
drop.
Titan powers
Wait,
gone.
wait. Okay, so wait. Then when he got rid of the powers, did Armin still die in the next like 7 years or so?
No,
Or
his lifespan came
No.
back. Like he was able to
Yeah.
live a
Lifespan.
full long life.
Yeah.
So you
Okay.
can't do that if you still have Titan powers. If you're doing the negotiation route, you still need Titan powers as insurance. So he did it in a way where, yeah, I don't care. Humans are gonna fight regardless, and that's what the end of Attack on Titan showed us, that if it's not one thing, it's the other. As long as there's multiple humans, there's always gonna be conflict. He
Well,
just
then-
wanted his friends to live long lives.
Well then, fuck it. At this point, negotiate with the people who's already been researching us. Fuck
No
the research and development.
negotiations.
Let's go, like ally your nations with us. So
Bro,
if we two
you-
get jumped, like
I
you
mean, like,
can
if-
build and spread, bro.
Bro,
If-
no way. You saw what happened on X-Men, bro.
Man,
They
niggas be too
eventually-
quick to choose.
they-
That's the thing about it, bro. Niggas be too quick to choose violence, and then
But see,
once
he
the
didn't want
outcome
Armin to die in like a couple
once the
Professor-
outcome happens, they be like, damn.
Professor X tried to negotiate with them, bro, and they was not having it, bro. That's my.
Are you talking about in
always say-
X-Men 97, or are you talking about like what?
I'm talking about every X-Men, bro. They was always trying to exterminate the mutants, bro.
Well,
That was the
that's
whole premise
ignorance,
of
and
X-Men.
it's like that's ignorance. At that
Yeah,
point,
and
you
it
gotta
always
deal.
be
You gotta
ignorant
deal with
because-
the persecution. If you stand firm and believe in something, that you gonna fight for it. You gonna fight.
Bro, that's
for
why
it.
I said
Now,
Magneto
slaughtering
wasn't
an
a-
entire race. That's not fighting for
Nope.
something. That's
Yes,
slaughtering
it
an
is.
entire
Yes, it
race.
is. That's it
That's
is. That's
slaughtering
why I
an
agree.
entire.
That's why I agree with Magneto. That's why I said Magneto is not a villain. As
Even
an adult,
Magneto,
I
but
watched
that's
that,
the thing
Magneto
about it.
is
If
not
you
a
look
villain.
at it from a broader perspective, bro, a lot of things are enticed by simple action. So if you find a breaking point or you find a threshold and simply don't cross that threshold, like there's always a point where heads are met where negotiations can be brought up. You feel me? And
Nope.
it's the fact that one side or the other, regardless of who it is, or possibly both, niggas ignore that and they don't want to go past that point, or they don't want to.
Bro,
I don't want to say mature past that point because it's
You're-
different. Like Magneto, that's a whole different thing. Magneto, like that's deeper than deep because like them niggas been persecuted, hated their whole life. Like you feel me? Mutants, black
And so
people,
is Titan.
shabang, shabang. You feel me? I get it. But when it comes to Eren specifically, though, like that nigga literally had multiple other ways, bro.
But see,
bro,
here's the
nah,
thing.
hey, look.
You're misconstruing Eren's character a bit.
Your
because-
president just 2 days ago just said that he was going to wipe a whole civilization off the map. This came from your president. This is not my president. But
So-
see, here's the thing with Eren. In Eren's mind, he saw his friends as being worth more than the humanity he saw. That the humanity that he saw did not fit his picture of the outside world. In his mind, he was gonna protect someone like Armin over humanity. Armin's life was worth more than billions of people.
I would
just who
agree.
Eren-
I'll agree with you and I was to call him Damon 5. I agree with you and Black. I agree with you and Black because he went kind of loco, but I understand your point too, Ryzen. But yeah, let's talk about the next chapter. Cause you just talk about Attack on Titan all day. That's one of my favorite shows.
That's facts, though.
That's facts. I'm sorry to cut you guys off, but yeah, I saw the viewer count.
You was the one who brought up Attack on Titan anyway. And then
Me?
niggas started. Was it? It was somebody like. Was it?
Nah,
you?
low key, it was
Oh.
me. It was me. I
And
was saying,
then Barra
I
said
wanted-
not a
It was Barra,
damn
and then
word
he just
for the
sat
whole
back and just let it ride out. He was
Just
like,
let it ride out. Hey, bro.
Yeah, I was having a decent discussion. I was sitting back listening. This is
That
content.
was
for
in
me.
the chapter part. No, I'm just playing.
Why would I stop content? Like, why-
So all right, so what are y'all predictions though as far as like the next what are they doing with the Mamushis, bro? Like
nigga, who the fuck knows? It's 1,000 of them. niggas.
Yeah,
I-
I think it'll
like,
be.
do you think that like as far as like Boruto having access to Momoshiki's powers is enough for them?
I think
If we're
it'll
going,
be.
yeah. Yes. Yes. Well,
He has-
what are
he
we
has
talking about?
three-
This is Mamushi. Yes.
Yes,
He,
but I was about to
he
say,
has
nah,
360 degree
That's the thing.
vision at this point.
if we're
too,
going
so
off
you
of
gotta
like
factor
the
that in.
scenario, it's yes if he does certain things, but like the scenario is like the range of effect. Like it's 1,000 of them niggas, bro. You feel me?
I
So
think
it's
it,
like it's
I
not
think it'll,
simply
Got
yes,
him
but like I
worried
think
too,
he could
though.
do it. I think he can do it.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I think it'll be something like with Himawari and Boruto, especially because Momoshiki says use whatever you need and whatever you have, and because of Himawari just being there, chakra isn't an issue anymore. So low key, it might be a brother sister team up of some kind where she supplies the chakra and Boruto supplies the technique.
If we doing
Yeah.
10 for hat theories, I said I'm pretty sure I already said this, but like he's gonna pop open that Karma Seal pause. That Byakugan's finna get active. He's finna fly into the sky. Boom, shadow clone jutsu. Each of the shadow clones finna pull out mad different kunais and shurikens that got tagged with his chakra. Throw them, boom, transformation jutsu. They turn into like damn near hundreds of thousands of kunai and stuff, and then boom, they all start teleporting across the field and just start going crazy, bro.
And we turn
Hey,
this
that would
into
be
a
cool.
TikTok once
Birth
that
of a new
actually
yellow
happens.
He
flag.
he can't do the kunais though. He needs the shapes, so I don't know how far that.
Oh no, he can. He can
can.
do the kunai.
Oh.
The reason why he has the shapes is for long distance travel because he
So he
can't.
can tell the difference between them.
Ah, got you,
Yeah.
got you.
So that's what I'm saying. If you got shadow clones, right? Think about it. Boom. And each of the shadow clones throw them and then you jutsu them and then they turn into like thousands of them. Like you can literally instinctively, like a shadow clone instinctively knows, all right, I'm taking out this section of Mamushi while another shadow clone focuses on a certain section and another shadow clone focuses on another section. So like it emphasizes Boruto's strength, but also emphasizes like the inferiority in terms of like teleportation jutsu compared to Minato, who would probably do this like by himself, most likely. But you feel me?
Himawari and Shadow Clone possibilities.
Shit, 1,000 of
Totally
her,
possible.
and then Bijou bombs, nigga.
Even 10. Shit.
Even 10.
Yeah, 10. I would say that. But I think the best chance that they would have at actually defeating Mamushi is to getting a lot of them wanting to kill Damon, pretty much. Like
The easiest way.
yeah.
See, the
Also, it
problem-
would be what?
I'm gonna continue, Baru.
Also, it would be nice to see Damon also have duo attacks and actually fight alongside attacking members and not just his sister Ada. Like imagine like a Damon and Boruto combination attack, like, or a Damon and Himawari combination attack.
What
Sounds
if
good.
though? What if though? Like, cause Damon, he's glued to Ada's hip. I think the smartest thing to do, since all those Damon clones are in one spot, is for Boruto to teleport her to a different location, like Takashi and Koji or something like that.
The problem becomes though that once Ada's gone, the Mamushis have no reason to stay there. So they're kind of shoehorned into using her as bait. And just like how Sarada and Kawaki were kind of removed from the story, Damon's kind of removed to the story removed from the story to an extent because now he can't go a certain distance from Ada. Because like you guys said, there's just too many of them. And you can't really convince Damon that they're gonna protect Ada because Damon's not gonna operate like that. He's the strongest. He's gonna protect his sister. He's not gonna risk his sister's life for some other people. So, best case scenario, if a Mamushi gets too close, he's gonna kill it, but he's not gonna go out of his way to help other people because his main number one is his sister.
No, I expect the other people to be helping Damon. Like if
Oh yeah,
Damon's in this
100%. It just becomes a
Yeah.
situation where a situation where would Damon expect Chocho to guard Ada? Would he trust Chocho enough to guard Ada
no, hell
and
no,
he
no,
go a certain distance away and fight the Mamushis? I don't think it's gonna happen.
no.
I think he'll accept the help, but he's not going more than 5 feet away from Ada.
They should
Yeah,
resort
absolutely.
back to the original plan. They should fly around, and at this point, just entice all of the Mamushi. Just continuously entice them throughout the sky. Just like, yo, uglies, broken tooth, big
Something
head.
I never
Those
realized
are-
though is if Mamushi is this dumb, why didn't they just use the transformation jutsu? Like get Konohamaru to be useful or something, and then just have him be the bait. Like why use the real Ada if they somehow might not be able to tell?
You see how fast that nigga
Maybe they
was
can
flying?
sense them.
See how fast that nigga? Ain't nobody gonna be able to use transformation jutsu and run away from. If we do got somebody, they wasted their talents. They should be on the front lines rather than playing transformation. You feel me? So it's no other options but to have Ada do it herself. So I don't know. She should
Or
probably fly out and become noticeable, or just I don't know, bro, because he's just multiplying so much at this point to the war. Like his plan is just to get one, and at this point, they're gonna get to a point where there's so many, like they're gonna have no choice but to simply not focus on the Mamushi clones, but focus on where the hell is Ada? Where's Ada at that
Mm.
point?
well,
So I don't
Well,
know.
quick,
yeah, I mean, but even if like say he flying Raijin Sim or her out of this situation, and just say that Damon stays, you they can't run fast enough to get away to find Ada.
No, but they can simply disperse and
Yeah, that's the main problem, dispersing.
But if that's the thing, at that
Yeah,
point,
but
you're playing against
you
time
got
freedom.
Damon, you got him War, you got Boruto, like you got
You're
characters.
playing
problem-
against time because how
Yeah,
many, like, how fast can all of them defeat
Yeah,
thousand,
and like
at least 1,000 clones by the time they realize Ada's gone and they don't have to be
How
here?
many did Damon? How many did Damon defeat at one time?
150,
100,
like
100.
150,
He
like
defeated 100 in less than a minute.
All right, if Himawari shoots a Bijou bomb at him and they get hit by it, how many do you think she can destroy?
a good
well,
chunk.
how
But the
many
problem
will be
becomes,
in an area? That's the thing.
but the
Will
main
they all
problem
stay in the
becomes
same-
that as long as one lives and one escapes, you didn't really do anything. You're going back to the same problem.
Yeah.
And once Mamushi's numbers get down to a certain point, he's gonna get smart enough to like realize that shit. Why am I even here? I'm gonna fly out of here, and then he will be able to tap into his power more. Not to mention, he is made up of claw marks. Who's to say he's not just gonna dip into a claw mark at that point? And it becomes a situation where, yeah, you need Ada there so they have an incentive to stay. Because as soon as one leaves, you're gonna have an infestation of Mamushi again.
Well, quick question: do we actually think he has infinite chakra? Like, how much do we trust that for these Shinju?
I mean,
Well, it's not he has infinite chakra, it's that his chakra simply doesn't split when
yeah.
he uses the jutsu. Like it's no cost to his chakra. Simply, it's just something that he can just do. It's like breathing. Like, yeah, I'm gonna just split.
I mean, he did say like the tail
sure?
beast chakra was like kind of like, I don't want to say infinite, but their chakra was immense. So,
But it's like Black Uchiha said, it's not a chakra technique. It's just something he
It's
can
not
do.
a
He can
chakra.
just split.
Yeah,
It's like if he has 100% of chakra and he uses fire style fireball jutsu and he uses like 5% of his chakra, he will lose 5%. But him splitting
But-
doesn't decrease his chakra reserves.
but his
And we-
5% loss is not like comparable to like
Yeah.
even the elite ninjas 5%. Like his 5% is like one of those things where you doing a boss battle and you just did 5 ultimates, 3 things, and you felt good. You drink your health bar and you look and you're like, damn, that's only 15% off the health bar. It's like one of those. Bro.
But
It's
also,
No,
a way we can figure out that his chakra does not decrease when he clones himself is because we've had people sensing the amount of Mamushis, and they all seem consistent to where if he was losing chakra by every split, it would have been talked about by either Inojin or Boruto or whoever. So we can reasonably assume that the only cost to that technique is his intelligence and his ability to feel pain, because his chakra feels his chakra feels no different than when he was just one Mamushi.
Oh
But Patch
shit!
just
You did remind me of that. There is also the pain threshold thing. Also,
Yeah.
not just the fucking intelligence. What's it?
true,
His pain
but
threshold increases or decreases?
I think he
Decreases
doesn't feel
as he
pain.
multiplies.
increases. Like he can't really feel that much pain.
Yeah.
But past just him cloning himself. Hypothetically,
Well,
if there's like
decreases.
1,000 Mamushis
Ah,
and a
yeah, he can't feel that
thousand,
much pain. Yeah, okay.
but pick on throwing down. If there's like 1,000 Mamushis, past
Right.
just the cloning chakra. But if there's 1,000 Mamushis and they all use a fire style jutsu, how much does that affect him chakra wise?
It
It
would
affects
decrease his
each one.
chakra, but for example, each clone has their own chakra pool. So if
Yeah.
they're all starting out at 100, if they use a fireball jutsu takes away 5%, they're all at 95%. If they clone, if they split again, they would be at that same chakra reserve, I would guess, of when they cloned each other.
It's like,
So
essentially, think of it like this. It's like if say Mamushi's about to fight a 1-on-1, but he splits and has a clone fight a 1-on-1, and then the clone exhausts all of his chakra in the fight, but Mamushi can simply watch the fight and laugh, eat popcorn, and he's like, all right, fuck it, I'm finna join. And he's be like 100% fresh, like nothing happened to him because it's not his chakra
yeah,
that exhausted, it's the clone's chakra.
and then if that clone who's at low chakra cloned himself, you would just have to assume that that other clone would also be low on chakra because it just clones you, but it has no bearing on your chakra. It doesn't waste chakra to clone, but you waste chakra doing other stuff.
Yeah.
I see.
Unlike Naruto, who when he makes a shadow clone, his chakra gets halved. That clone might still be strong, but it's only using 50% of Naruto's chakra. Then if you clone it by 1,000, he only has 1/1000th of his chakra network.
Yeah. But if you have the type of precision and control of someone like Satoru Gojo, you would be able to use that 1/1000th amount of chakra to do the most amazing of jutsus with the precision of chakra control.
Until you get split in half by a dude with 19 fingers.
Damn.
Listen, I still use the Men in Black pen when it comes
Hey,
to
bro,
JJJ.
Gojo's my
So
favorite character, so no shade, but it still happened.
Well, I did have a question outside of this. What are the chances that him and Wada uses her Byakugan in this chapter?
I wouldn't write it out. Like, I want to see the Byakugan. I just don't know how she would use it in this battle. But I'd be fine to see it.
It'll be kind of dope too because Boruto's using this Byakugan as well. So to see him both use it at the same time,
Yeah,
and it will help with the mass amount of Mamushis there too because they can, like I said, they can see 360. So
I mean,
that will help out as well.
if she does activate her Byakugan and makes 1,000 shadow clones, if she knocks out all the Mamushis, all you'd have to do is kill the Mamushis at that point.
Let's see.
Pull a Naruto, just knock them all out with the gentle fist. 1,000 Mamushis, 1,000 Himowaris just going cracked crazy.
I would. She imagine there's like a way where she has like 1,000 small beast bombs or 2,000 small tail beast bombs, and she could just throw them at or shoot them at the.
I mean, that would work.
Eyes.
That would 100% work. If she has 1,000 Himawari clones, they could all use tail beast bomb. It would just have to. You just have to consider collateral damage at that point, like.
Or she could just.
She's not. They're not nowhere near the village though.
Yeah, but like you're near Team 10 and you're near like other people.
But they're nowhere near teams. Like the Mamushi clones is far away.
I mean, are they? They were in relatively the same area, so it would have to depend on, like, can she control that power output to where she doesn't harm her comrade?
Motherfucker's about to run.
Or is it just like a big wide nuclear bomb where we might be screwed? Because like they were in the vicinity, like they were right here, and then they're like looking right at these Mamushis, so they're within like seeing distance.
Oh, you know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about that thumbnail that Bar put the first time. My bad. Yeah. Hey, question for Black, because Black wasn't on the last podcast. Bara asked this question. When, how long do you think that Sarada is going to be out of commission? I think that's what you asked, right, Bar? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I was really asking how long is she gonna be down. I think as of right now, we understand. Her eyes pretty much out of commission, but I think she could pretty probably get up, use the other Mangekyo Sharingan ability. A lot of people have been speculating that could be a possibility in this specific arc or chapter right here. Go ahead.
I think she should stay out the picture until the arc is over. I've said this. I think it will work. It shows, the damage that happened from the battle. Is she and Kawaki remains out of the picture until the arc is finished. You feel me? They can solve the problem. They should be able to. They should be put in a situation where they have to solve the problem without Kawaki and Sarada. So I think she comes back after this arc.
After this arc. Oh, after the arc over, after the Mamushi arc is over.
Yeah. After they defeat Mamushi, then she comes back. Basically, we see her like recuperating after she got healed, like eye patch Sarada. Basically, that's what that is. Yeah.
I mean, I think that would be the best bet too, because as I was talking about on the last part too, I think like her Mangekyo ability is a little bit too useful. Like she can take out a wide field of enemies and stuff like that. So, and as of right now, I haven't seen any counter besides her like overusing chakra. So it's a good way to take her out of the story. Like, hey, she overused it. It's like it's out of commission as of right now. I would hate to see it as she can't use it no more, which I don't think is the case. I think she just like overused it, like Kawaki overheated. So I think this is a good way to take her out the story so she can gain some character development. Maybe try to, figure out what the left eye ability is or how to use her Mangekyo without straining so much chakra. And that can possibly be a good way to bring back in what's her mom name? Sakura back into the story as well.
I agree.
Yeah, because I mean, she's hurt, so she's most likely gonna go to the medical unit, and who's the head of the medical unit? Her mother. So I think that would be
even if worst case scenario, Himori physically heals her wounds. I don't think she should wake up. I think she shouldn't get her flowers this arc, so she can have that character development along with Kawaki. So I think she should just stay asleep for now. Just put her in the same boat as Kawaki, have her wake up after the arc's done, and then get her character development with her eyes after.
Yeah. I think that's most likely what it's going to be. We're going to have a little bit more time with her, just her Mangekyo, before we go to the next stage. But before we hit that next stage, we're going to see whether or not Ohirome is just her right eye ability, or we're going to explore her left eye ability and possibly what he has planned for how he wants to showcase or debut her Susanoo or Susanoo parts. So.
You think that's going to come that soon though? As far as like the next arc.
I feel like that stuff either is something we're gonna see prior to the Hidari fight or stuff we're gonna see during the Hidari fight. And I believe the final form Sarada that everybody wants or imagines, however you imagine it in your head to be, whatever you think she'll look like, that's the Sarada we'll get after the Hidari fight. Basically, her defeating Hidari will ascend her to an even another level.
I agree. I agree 100%. And it would follow Sasuke's storyline, because we got to remember, in Sasuke's situation, he used the Mangekyo against Killer Bee. And then after, during the 5 Kage Summit, is when he started manifesting the Susanoo and showcasing bits and pieces of the Susanoo. So it would match Sarada's lineup as almost perfectly if in the next arc she's in battle again, she starts using the Susanoo.
Yeah, because she can't rely on Ohirome.
Exactly. So and then once she taps herself out, potentially against Hidari, that's when we start talking about surgery, like what Sasuke did, and that's when we start exploring her final form, uh, in reference to the Mangekyo, which would be Sasuke finally taking off the bandages and killing all those white Zetsus, and have her do something like similar to showcase her new enhanced Mangekyo abilities.
Just take off the bandages and go ahead and kill Metal Lee and be like, yeah, I'm strong.
Don't worry, I'm back. I'm healed. We don't need to use Metal Lee. Let's just kick him out again.
Yeah, stupid as hell. But yeah, no. I mean, I really want them. I know people say that they are like against Genjutsu, not against Genjutsu, but they don't think that it should be effective in the Boruto era. I don't know if I'm quoting people right, or I may be thinking this off the top of my head. But I want to see her possess some type of elite Genjutsu ability in the left eye.
That would also be fire. At this point, I don't know what the hell it could be because I was having crazy guesses with her first ability. I was like something like where she creates a domain or like a area of effect or something like just completely overpower people.
She did kind of.
And I was about to say, yeah, it kind of worked out like that. So at this point, I don't freaking know, bro. Because it's so much emphasis on just her right eye bleeding in all of her fights since she's awakened it. It's like it's obvious she's not using a second ability. So what would the second ability even be, bro? Like, come on.
That would have to be something. It's something that's really interesting because do we think it'll be something standard like another ninjutsu ability, or do we think we'll dabble in like space time stuff, or even just something wholly unique? Because Sasuke, in his situation, he kind of got the short end of the stick. He got Amaterasu and flame control, and we know how useful that became later on, unfortunately. In Obito's case, we had space time ninjutsu. Shisui's case, it was a genjutsu. In Itachi's case, it was like a 2-for-1 special. You had Tsukuyomi, which is a genjutsu in one eye, and you had Amaterasu in the other eye, and then we don't really get to see any other Mangekyo abilities. At least from like Madara, we never saw his special Mangekyo ability.
Man, that's why she needs to get her father eye.
If we count Shin, he was able to control weapons. So,
but at that point, like Shin only had that one ability, though.
Yeah. So it's going to be really interesting, and it's either another ninjutsu that's related to Ohirume, an unrelated ninjutsu, or genjutsu, and then it's like what Free Game said. People have been saying, how would genjutsu work? I mean, like if we're dealing with these Otsutsukis, would standard genjutsu really work on them, or even the tailed beast with the Renegon? Like, how do we make genjutsu useful in the big 2026 when genjutsu has been out of style for decades?
And that brings up a age-old question of the podcast because Bara and Mello, shout out to Mello, they used to argue, can Otsutskis be put under genjutsu? Ooh.
I don't know.
I feel like just by having the Byakugan, it makes it nearly impossible. Like unless you're using the infinite Tsukiyomi, we haven't really seen situations where people with the Byakugan are affected with genjutsu. And the closest thing we've really seen with someone with visual prowess being affected by genjutsu is if you're really weaker, if you're like weaker than your opponent, or auditory genjutsu, like with what the Toad's trying to do.
But with the Byakugan, all they can do is sense that your chakra changed, and you can you're putting people under genjutsu, or like they can see certain things in your chakra that indicates that.
Yeah, they can notice the disruption.
Yeah, the disruption. So could they know? They could, in a sense, be put under genjutsu unless they're fast enough.
Well, they are an Otsutsuki. So
they're not Otsutsuki, but he said the Byakugan. No.
But low key though, well, I don't even know if there has been Hyuga who has been caught in genjutsu. It wouldn't make sense to explain like why can't they be caught in genjutsu, but I don't know if they haven't. But even if
the only time
are we talking about the Mamushi clones?
But I was about to say, even if they do, yeah, I was about to say that. Like, I don't think it'll even work on Mamushi. But even if that, like, giving Sarada, like at this point, I think we're gonna fall into a territory is like, be careful what you wish for, because like we're giving her so many cracked abilities at this point. When she fights, she doesn't need to move a muscle. She doesn't need to walk. She doesn't need to. She can literally just literally execute an entire battle just from one position. If you give her a cracked
Well,
genjutsu on type of
for only
abilities.
for only 3 times, so we gotta chill with that. For only 3 times in her
So
life,
that's what
then
I'm saying. Like
her
it's
eye
like a
explodes.
careful what you wish for, because this now is, if you follow the traditional route, regardless of how, when, where, or what happens, if we go EMS Sarada, well now what is stopping Ohiro, man? You know? So I would
But
like it if Ikimoto displayed it in a more fathomable way where it's like people can figure their way around it, but Sarada's technique and skill with it is what makes it
it,
more dangerous, as opposed to just the technique itself being so dangerous, bro.
what I would say is this has a dangerously close possibility of going down like Kodo Matsukami, where it's a
Whoa, okay,
crazy jutsu,
okay.
but like the caster just can't use it that much.
Kodo Matsukami is like one of the most asses jutsu I have ever heard of.
Bro, don't get
Like
him
Stop
started,
it!
please.
Stop
that jutsu is
it!
so, because like if you think about
Oh
it, bro,
my gosh. He
if
did
you
it.
think about it, my nigga Al took one glance at that jutsu and broke it. He was like, "What the fuck is that?" And he instantly broke Mifune. It was like, it's not really like, if you, as long as you got a friend that can look at your chart, like, nigga, your shit is under genjutsu game. Like, let's go ahead and snap you out of that. Like,
And then we
that's
gotta
the
remember that Ao saw through the genjutsu that was affecting Yagura, a near perfect Jinchuriki, who he himself couldn't realize that he was under genjutsu. I was able to figure out. Ao just
like,
had a was able to figure out that something was wrong just by having a feeling about it, and then that's when he used his Byakugan and then figured out Danzo's whole plan. So it becomes a situation to where if you're really good at sensing genjutsu, you're gonna figure it out. Like unless it's like something like omnipotence or the infinite Tsukuyomi, you
yeah.
have options to get around genjutsu. That's the problem. That's the main problem in 2026, where
Which is why
people
it's like a
have.
which is why it's like a weak ass jutsu. Because then think about it, you cast it. Say if a nigga end up breaking it, now you gotta wait 10 years
I
to
mean,
use
like,
it again, or what's the other
correct me
one?
if
Once
I'm
a day.
wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't that Danzo's whole like point about Shisui using Koto Matsukami, where at some point the Uchiha will just try to revolt again, where it's not gonna make it that much of a difference, and that was his reasoning for stealing Shizu's eye.
I'm not trying to defend the nigga Donzo, but like, first of all, that's
I'm
part
not
of my
either.
that goes
Like,
back to like my whole Attack on Titan point, because it's like that proves a perfect point. Donzo crossed the threshold he did not need to, because he saw, yes, Shisui doing that would have been useless. Yes, the ability wouldn't have worked out long term. That don't mean steal the nigga eye and then start another fucking, like, come on, bro. You know, but like,
oh,
that's,
100%. I'm just going
that,
through it about like how the jutsu works, like in the mechanics, to
yeah,
where
yeah,
it's not a permanent solution.
yeah. That's what I was about to say. All of that aside, though, it's like it's so temporary to the point where like the risks and the drawbacks, considering that it comes with, and then the jutsu, like, it's ass. I'm sorry. Like
Bro, what
Ninja
if they
Storm
gave her
Shisui,
Madara?
Ninja Storm. If a nigga ever catch me on live on YouTube, like, oh, you, yeah, Ninja Storm Shisui is tough, but that nigga's a video game character. He's not in
Hey,
the
I was just
story.
about to talk about a video game. What if they gave her Madara's reverse time jutsu shit?
I wanted to get to a point where Sarada can like use Ohirume on an opponent, and they can probably do something,
But
manipulate themselves, use some type of chakra application to where they can move throughout her gravity, but she can still fly throughout the sky and figure out a way to still overwhelm. Like, find a way to activate Ohirume and still incorporate taijutsu in your fighting style. Basically, that's what I want. I want to see Sarada do some OP shit, basically, without being OP. So OP. It's like, what the fuck, Black
it,
Uchiha? Yeah, that's what I want.
it will be broken if her other eye is just the same Ohiro made, but instead of an explosion, it's an implosion this time. Would be-
I'll be like, what the
but
fuck?
what what I do want to see, I do want to see it to be like something regular. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be anything crazy. Like even if it's like, let's say, her own version of a Susanoo. I know when I did bring up the fact that the Susanoo was bad, you guys did bring up the fact that it could be an updated version of Susanoo. It could be that maybe it's Amaterasu. Maybe she has a way to make it like transformative, make it significantly better, maybe to where it's actually effective this time. I don't know, but the fact that she should be like fast and strong enough to actually compete with multiple Mushi clones, I think that should be a good driving factor for her to actually come back in this next chapter, at least. Hope so.
I could see it. It would just have to depend on how it would work, because like, would you rather have Sarada stay asleep in this arc with Kawaki, or would you rather have her get up and have like an alternative technique to where she can fight? And if she doesn't have a technique where she can fight multiple Mamushis all at once, and she's stuck fighting Mamushis one at a time, is there really a point to have her on the field right now? If she's just fighting them, if she's just trying to pick them off one at a time, when our main goal is to get rid of a wide area of Mamushi.
Good point. I'm not sure.
Because then at that point, would you also wake up Kawaki?
Yeah, I would. Well, quick question: could Mitsuki heal him?
I don't think Mitsuki does have medical ninjutsu supposedly.
Yeah,
But from what I can see, it seems to be more so his ninja tech that are failing right now, not his main body. So I'm not
but
100% sure on how
if
that
it's
would
like a
work.
regular thing, like if it's just overheating, is there a way that he could potentially fix that? Like an overheating thing doesn't necessarily seem too complicated.
I feel like it would have to be either you gotta rest, or you just gotta go back to Amada for maintenance. Because if it's a simple healing problem, then Himawari can heal you. If it's not, if he still has his stamina and it's just his body is failing on him, then just have Himawari heal him. I think it's more than that. I think it's the cybernetics,
Yeah,
because they're the ones who over. That's the thing that overheats. It's the cybernetics that's part of his body.
that bucket of bolts keeps on short circuiting. So he
Yeah.
needs to go ahead
So,
and
so I
get
feel
himself
like
up.
if he's overheated, you either gotta wait for your body to cool down and like reset itself, or you just gotta wait till Amado fixes you up. So I feel like in that situation, he just has to stay down. He might wake up,
Uh,
but I don't think he'll be able to output his full power to make much of a difference right now. I feel like he just has to be on the sidelines. I think there's a reason why Ikamoto put them on the sidelines. You can have them wake up in the next chapter to watch everything happen. And I don't think they're contributing much if they do wake up, because it would be really weird if they are, when their long range abilities are kind of disabled at this point.
I get where you're coming from. I just wouldn't necessarily rule it out, because I understand at the point where, hey, maybe Karma could potentially heal both of them, but in the case of with Kawaki, medical in terms of medical ninjutsu, you could actually target each cell. Whereas with Karma, I don't necessarily think it works like that, because of course Kawaki is a scientific ninjutsu body.
Yeah, you
But
can
me
definitely
would
heal
heal
Kawaki,
something
but the
like that.
problem is, did Kawaki take damage? That's the problem. Or is it
He
just
did.
his cybernetics being on the fritz again? Just like, oh yeah, we were overused. We're tech at the end of the day. You gotta wait until we cool down, or like whatever Amado has to do. So like, can
Yeah,
medical ninjutsu actually fix something that's cybernetic, even if it's like tiny and microscopic? If it comes
sometimes
to,
you can't bypass the laws of nature. You just need to let it cool down.
Uh,
That's the
I,
only.
I mean, I'm not saying my guy Mitsuki is Ryogi or anything like that, but he got some ice jutsus. He could
Well, yeah, you
he
could throw that nigga
could
in a bucket of ice. You can freeze him. But hey,
I don't think it. I don't think it's just him overheating. I think he's short circuiting at the same time.
yeah, he definitely short circuited. Like I said, man, that bucket of bolts
Yeah,
got to get
Amado.
checked
I'm
out.
telling you, that's what I'm saying. Amado is an inferior scientist, bro.
I mean, he did a good job with Damon, but like Damon seems to be that once in a lifetime masterpiece that he can't replicate.
Hey man,
Yeah.
sometimes people see greatness, they always trying to chase it, and then once they realize they can't reach it, they try to deflate it.
Hell, to
Remember
be
that.
honest, even Code's out here not overheating at all. So it seems to
Well,
be a situation that's just with Kawaki at this point.
well, yeah, of course. Kawaki is the one guy that
But
did go to Amado and Axe to be overclocked in his stats. But I
what
did
was
have
he
a
over? Didn't he overheat when he fought
I'm
when he
sorry, bro.
fought
That's
Goro, or I think
Yeah,
that's his name. Yeah, he
Garo,
yeah
overheated
yeah.
then too though.
yeah. No, the first chapter that we saw him, he was overheated. At least
how was
that's
he
what
the
I
only
believe.
nigga that ever overheated, bro? The only other cyborg that overheated was Delta when she absorbed too much of Naruto's Rasengan, and then she still kept fighting, bro.
And, Code, for as much as we clown on Code, like even when he was pushed
Oh
to
my
his limits, he,
god,
he never
bro.
overheated.
That nigga said code ain't never overheat. That's facts. That's funny. I'm sorry. I still
So
laugh.
for him to be the perfect vessel, what the hell is wrong with him?
Hey man, oh
what's
Again,
no.
we
wrong?
know
You gotta
what's wrong
explain
with him.
that.
He's the only one that went to Amado to actually overclock. We understand this. You know,
No. Before that though, he was already overheating. We already
It
discussed this.
must
So
be
why
them
do you
pills,
even
bro. The pills that Amato was feeding him all them years, them little small dosage.
Oh yeah,
Fucking
true,
him up.
true, true, true,
not
true.
the first time was because I believe that was because when I was one of the first times he actually used no, that wasn't because he trained with Jigen.
He was just tired and like weak. But like we could make the
Yeah,
same argument for Code where he was in battles where he was like tired and he still never overheated. We could argue that Kawaki
Exactly.
was just in more bad shape, but it's just funny to think about that. Kawaki's like one of the only real cyborgs that just overheats without like any external source. In Delta's case, her chakra pull was overloaded, and that's why she overheated. But none of the other
yeah,
cyborgs really have a problem of outputting power. And yeah, it's 100% true. He did overclock himself, but even when he was a kid and he was just tired and like weak, he still overheated by overexerting himself. So it's just funny to see.
That's why I really think it goes back to my earlier question. I really do think we got to take into account Ishika's initial thought. He's gonna grow into a young adult or probably basically early late teens, early 20s. He's gonna grow, karma's gonna mature, his body's gonna mature, and then he's gonna be able to handle my full power.
Because
And
we could we
I think we're still like at least 4 years too early, at least for Kawaki's natural body, like his natural growth, like in terms of like him getting
Oh yeah, I hear
taller,
what you're saying.
stronger.
but we gotta
Like,
remember
he
that
has
he's
to
way
get
past
bigger
his
and
natural
stronger.
growth now because now he's going past those limits.
He is, but I'm saying in terms of even
his
going past
body.
those limits, like three years
Ishiki
from now,
and
he's gonna be taller. Like if his growth spurt
Yeah,
isn't done, like that in
yeah,
that
and
case,
Ishiki wasn't probably like anticipating him to progress as fast as he did.
that's what I'm
So
yeah.
saying. Like he
So,
might have
so,
still
yeah,
been
so,
like
in other words,
secure.
the vessel is going to mature.
That's
yeah,
what I'm saying. Like we have to. Can we take into account like if he obviously like Jura got to like Jura ain't waiting 5 years and maybe who knows? We don't know what Jura be doing these days, but like yeah, it's a sense of urgency right now. But in like natural sense of consideration, like is it a thing where Kawaki's trying to rush too soon to where his body will naturally be able to get to? But at this point, it's like you know what I'm saying? It's like you're not there yet. Like grown man, you ever heard the saying grown man strength? It's like you don't got grown man
yeah,
strength yet, but you're
Yes.
trying to do
Mhm.
yeah.
grown man things. Like he don't got the
Yeah.
grown man strength yet. You feel me?
Well, I did have another question. Is it possible that he unlocks another Shinjutsu?
That could
Uh,
be possible. It's there. If he does learn a new technique, I would have to expect it to be a
Well,
new Senjutsu,
Not
especially if
necessarily, not necessarily learn. I mean, like similar to like how Kashin Koji unlocked a Shinjutsu just out of
yeah,
nowhere
unlock. My
because
my bad. Yeah. He could
yeah,
definitely unlock one, especially if they start dabbling in Shibai cells to strengthen his body potentially.
what does
There's a
he
good
already
chance.
have Shibai cells
No, he
because
does
he
not.
was in the car. He don't.
The only people who were experimented with Shibai cells are the inners. Kawaki wasn't counted among them when Koji talked about them, I think. So we can go under the assumption that Kawaki was never experimented with Shibai cells.
yeah, that's definitely open ended, but it alludes to he wasn't. So,
Yeah.
so it's hard to say. But even if I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I'm not gonna
get
keep
his
it.
get his Shiga by cells so he can gain his Dojutsu?
No, that
So
was through Ishiki.
Yeah.
No, I mean Shiki. Didn't he get? Oh no. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
But like all of that aside though, like with the new upgrade, bro, if you
Where
give
the
him the
fuck
new
did he
shit,
find Shibai though? It had to be through Shiki.
Yeah, it's kind of implied. Like we don't know where he got it from, but it's implied that Ishiki is the one who gave him the body. Because if he didn't, where would Amado get Shibai, and why would Ishiki allow Amado to experiment with Shibai cells if that wasn't part of Ishiki's initial plan?
So
Well,
it's
if
a
you guys are already
possibility.
predicting
It's a
that
slight
Akibi's going to
possibility.
is an Otsutsuki, like we might as well get another 10.
And it's a slight possibility that Amado, since he did have possession of Shibai cells, that he did implant some in Kawaki. Because he was doing stuff behind Ashiki's back. Like we don't know what's going on with it.
If we take Amado off his face value, then there were things he couldn't do with Kawaki without Ishiki say so. Like for example, the shutdown code.
He was given the pills.
Yes, but like the pills are something that you could put like in his food or anything. Like like a shutdown code. He said he couldn't he couldn't fly that by Jigen.
I'm pretty sure Jigen didn't know his way around a computer, and Amado had some backup files and stuff like that he did not show Jigen.
I mean, that could be possible.
He had a long-term plan. Like the man plays 3D chess. He was able to defeat Jigen when nobody else was.
I mean, that could 100% be possible. It's just the question is, would implanting Shibai cells into Kawaki be beneficial for Amado's plans?
Maybe it has something to do with Akibi.
It could, but he makes it seem like he only really needed the karma. Once he had that, it didn't really matter anymore.
Well, it could be a way to protect Kawaki. Like, hypothetically, if it is a situation where near-death experiences unlocks the actual Shinjutsu, similar to what happened to Kashin Koji, could it be like a what is it called? I forgot what it was called, but it could be like a last resort type of thing.
It could 100% be that. It's just are we taking Koji off face value? Because Koji said, or at least Boruto through Koji said that Amado only really expected Code to be the final big bad, so he tweaked Kawaki's capabilities accordingly. So is Amado in a situation for him to try to risk Shibai cells if we haven't really gotten a definitive answer that Kawaki's been modified with Shibai cells? Because that feels like a secondary power-up, in my opinion, where this might be the time to upgrade him with Shibai cells if he needs a better body or more power than him to say, oh yeah, you already have Shibai cells. They're already in you. They just didn't activate yet, like how they did for Koji.
Yeah, true. I understand that. My dream is just that he wakes up in chapter 33 with a completely different ability and just destroys all.
I mean, that would be cool. 100% cool. Like it would fit. It would fit if he has Shibai cells and he just awakens them now. I just feel like that's too much all at once.
Koji could possibly think this isn't the right time for him to do it.
I mean, like Koji manufactured this event.
No, did you guys say like Koji would tell him that he has Shibai cells, or did I hear that wrong?
Oh no, I what I meant is if he did have Shibai cells, I feel like Koji would have mentioned that Kawaki also was implanted with Shibai cells. He kind of like avoided that part, and it just feels weird for us to get thrown in that Kawaki has Shibai cells right now, when that could be a potential secondary power up. Since right now he's already quote unquote good to go with just Ishiki's Shinjutsu abilities. I feel like if we do pursue Shibai cells, it should be something that helps him in the near future and him already having it. In my opinion.
I would.
Yeah. Or it could be a possibility that he saw a future where he used those Shibai cells and it created a monster in some type of way. Not him turning into like a kaiju or something like that, but him being a threat as well. Because why try to eliminate a threat just to bring another one?
Yeah, I see what you mean. Oh.
I mean, because Kawaki isn't the brightest crayon in the box, so
Oh, chill out.
I love that. I love that statement.
Chill out. Again, I think most of what Kawaki does
oh,
overall
I'm sorry,
is
the
kind of
sharpest
justified.
crayon in the box. My bad.
Yeah, but I think most of what he does is kind of justified from his point of view. My personal opinion.
Yeah,
I mean the way he was raised, yeah.
that's 100% true. Like
yeah.
he's justified by protecting, in his eyes, Naruto. He wouldn't be doing this if he didn't feel like he was justified to an extent.
Yeah, back those.
Yeah. Well, brother, running on diminishing returns unless y'all got another topic.
Yeah, low key. Well, I did want to bring up something a tiny bit. Black Uchiha, you watch Invincible, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Oh fuck!
Oh,
there's a new
any
season.
you guys watch Invincible?
If there's a new season,
Yeah, I watch it. I'm caught up.
If there's a new season, I don't want to hear about it.
I mean, I'm on episode 4, so
Of the new season.
yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm on the season before that. So anything before that, then it's cool.
So have y'all been caught up with the power scaling drama?
What are you talking about?
I've been seeing about the Vulture versus Superman type.
Oh, that shit. Yeah.
Oh nah, not even that. Like the creator of Invincible came out and says he doesn't care about power scaling.
I mean, I kind of get it watching the show. It'd be all over the place.
Yeah, it's kind of like
it makes sense because at the end of the day,
it's the whole tradition, right?
Yeah, like what most authors want to do is they want to tell a story. It's just us, like the anime community in general, that are just freaks that they'll power scale every single panel.
Yeah.
But an author might not necessarily care about keeping everything consistent and every single power explanation consistent or character consistent. It makes sense. Like an author might not. It's up to the author's preference at the end of the day. It's just anime fans and us who just like power scaling and looking at panels really closely.
I mean, unless it's like an issue with like Mark getting his ass whooped. Like, I don't really know. Like, Invincible, for me personally, I'll be like, bro, when two people start to fight specifically, I'll be like, damn, I hope one of these people don't die. That's how I'll take it. Because, like, that's the type of show. It's like JJK. It's like these two niggas fight right here, right now. One of these niggas dying because I know they trying to kill each other. So it's like, what's for the happen? You feel me? So that's how I see it.
But I don't even be caring about power scaling.
In a way, though, you kind of need.
No, go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
I was about to say, in a way, you kind of need power scaling for the story to kind of make sense, right? So you know what's going to happen. Like
well, you're
Oliver
caught up.
Pulls up on.
You're caught up with the season.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
But if I was gonna mention
hearing about the controversy.
But no, I mean, because it makes sense. It's like if everything that's working, it's working. Because like Oliver himself, like if you wait, what were you gonna say, Byron? Because I want to hear that point.
He said he just been hearing about the controversy about the power scaling and stuff like that.
I know. I'm saying about that point about Oliver, because a lot of people are trying to scare it. Go ahead.
No, yeah, I was just saying, hypothetically, if you got him pulling up on some of the strongest characters, like in Invincible, and all of a sudden just like one shot in them, like that's possible hypothetically with what he was saying. Because again, they've been supposedly having a lot of controversial like fans and stuff like that coming out. It's like huge right now, and they asked him in like an interview, and he basically says like it's all about who cared more in that particular fight. So now if it's like hypothetically Oliver cared more against like Nolan, like does he like solo?
I ain't gonna lie, Oliver cared a lot against that nigga Conquest, and we see where that got him. So it's like it makes sense what the author is saying, but also it's like they're not gonna simply go off the rail. You feel me? Like in
Yeah.
the terms of like being on the same level. Let's say Mark is in a fight like where he's been in a fight, he's losing, and then he starts to realize, nah, shit ain't sweet. At that point, he starts to realize like he caring more. So yeah, he's gonna start up. Like I think was it in season 2 or season 3 when him and his dad when them Viltrumites pulled up on him and his dad, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, they was fighting, they was boxing it out, and at
Mhm.
that point it was basically a 1v2 because Mark's dad was carrying, and Mark's dad was like the first half, he like, bro, she's whooping your ass, lock in because she's
Fucking
trying
you
to kill you.
up. She was
So
fucking
he
him
locked in,
over.
and once he locked in, it became fair 2v2s. It
Yeah.
was fair ones.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it's
Yeah.
like it's not like that. It makes sense
Yeah.
how they do it in the Invincible universe.
Yeah. Like even when you I had to bring the MCU up, like I was thinking the other day, I was like, how the fuck did Thanos beat the Hulk? This dude gets angrier, gets stronger the angrier he gets. How did he not fucking get angry as fucking just tear Thanos up?
Well, hey, it's possible to get punched so hard you ain't got time to get angry. You just got time to realize what the
Well,
fuck
they
is
say
happening.
that Thanos is a more of a battle tactician. So like he was hitting them in like pressure points and stuff like that. So that's why he really couldn't get mad enough
I'm
to
saying
pick
Hulk
him up.
was seeing white lights and hearing
Hell yeah,
sounds.
he was fucking him
This is
over.
crazy. But
He didn't have time to get angry.
I
Now
don't
go ahead,
say
boy.
it just got to be a certain level of coherent power scaling where you understand that this character, there's no way that he can lose to
It's,
another character. Like Mark
it's,
can't be completely like struggling against street villains every single time.
Nah, it's very. That's the thing. It's very valid with Invincible, especially post Omni Man, because it's like we're at a point where these niggas be getting their ass whooped, and they like, nah, where Mark at, bro? We need Mark. So it's like they be needing Mark, and Mark be pulling up. Is he be doing like they make it to a point where it's like it's the same thing I was saying with Kawaki. Mark is growing, like he's a growing Viltrumite boy, and he's getting
Yeah,
stronger by the. He's getting stronger by the day.
he's
Literally
getting
in
stronger
season
about
3,
that.
in
Yeah.
season 3, when they
Kawaki
open up,
not struggling versus street villains.
Bro,
when they
In the corner,
when they open up last season, when they open up,
he be doing push-ups with big
yeah, I'm
ass
about to say
boulders and
when they
shit like
open up last season, they
that.
show emphasize like now that he's focused on straining, like his growth spurts is hitting like enormous
Yeah,
strides, and then
that's
we're
where
getting
he
to a
came
point
up
right now.
again.
It's like he's obviously got like he's stronger than he's ever been, but it's like this nigga can only get stronger, and
But
plus, like I said, he be coming through, bro.
he still couldn't battle the Vulture that came to snatch him up.
That was at that point. I mean, season 3, yeah, nigga got worked up but you're not done with season 3 unless you. I ain't gonna
I'm
cap
done
out.
with season
I'm
3. What are you talking
I'm not gonna
about?
lie. Well,
Season
I was
4
about
is
to
in
say.
there, right?
I was gonna say, yeah, but like that whole shit versus Conquest, like that nigga, like, I mean, yeah, Adam Eve helped, but like, man, how many people can hold their own against Conquest like that? You feel me, my nigga? You feel me? You
but
feel
he
me? And
wasn't
What
even
I
that.
plus I still
was the
gotta catch
old
up to
dude?
season 4, so I still know, like, you know what I'm saying, my nigga back, my nigga, you know what I'm saying. I got a couple more episodes, like I'm 2 episodes behind right now, so but like
What was the old dude with the one eye and he had gray hair?
Conquest. That's
Mr.
what I'm
That's
talking
him.
about.
Leo? Oh, no.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Yo, he was a beast. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
never
he
mind.
gonna beat him and struggle against Mr. Leo. Like, what are we doing?
But he didn't beat him. That's the thing. He didn't beat him though.
Mm-mm.
Like Conquest was whipping the
It
shit out
might
of
not
him.
beat him.
That
All right,
dog
that will not
shit.
beat him.
And his dad.
If you really want inconsistent power scaling, you can just show them Pokemon.
Yeah,
That's just Pikachu
I was about to
attack.
say because like this shit makes sense in Invincible.
And
Like
Pikachu beat Mewtwo. That was kind of crazy.
Pikachu's like one of the most inconsistent anime characters.
Mhm. Yeah,
I never
yeah.
even really thought of power scaling in Pokemon, to be honest.
Bro, Pikachu beat Mewtwo. Bro.
Pikachu will beat a legendary Pokemon in one season, then lose to a
Yeah.
level 5 Snivy in the other.
Mhm.
Or
power
just a
scaling,
starter.
power scaling didn't become mainstream till 2016, bro.
Until no, that's not a fact because Dragon Ball Z held that because even back in the
I'm
day,
saying mainstream. Like back then, it was
mainstream.
like Dragon Ball Z, and then it was like at that point it was legit. I remember back in the day, you could walk down the hallway and hear a nigga arguing about Goku versus Naruto. Nowadays, you try to bring that up, a nigga might slap you for bringing Naruto into the conversation about Goku. But back then, niggas used to argue Goku versus Naruto. Like power scaling had become a whole nother thing.
I remember hearing someone say that Sasuke's fireball jutsu could deal with Vegeta. That was just hilarious to me.
And I'm like,
Like 20 years ago.
in 2010, a nigga might have gotten away with that take. Like, you feel me?
No.
Nowadays, you can't
Piccolo
let that
was blowing
slide.
up moons. Like Piccolo was blowing up moons. What are you talking about?
Hey, I remember one time it would happen years ago. Like it was a real live argument with my cousin. He was talking about some Avatar Aang can whoop Naruto. I said, nigga, you out your fucking rabbit ass mind if you think Aang
I
can
don't
whoop
know
Naruto.
what Aang you talking about though.
We talking about 12-year-old Aang at the time. That's why I said at the time. We still talking about
just using wind style, like not all the
bro,
elements.
the nigga can use wind style, Roku style, Avatar Kyoshi style, fire, water, air, dust, and wind.
Wait, what Naruto
He's not touching the nigga that got cut, that tanked an attack that got cut in half by the moon. I don't care what Aang, and I love Aang, bro. I love Aang, bro.
What Naruto we talking about? Like fully.
It don't matter, bro. Like the only thing Aang can kill Naruto with is blood bending.
Are we talking about early Shippuden Naruto? What are we talking about?
Bro, whichever Naruto got the Nine Tails and that nigga was born with it, unless the first 3 seconds of his life, you want to count that. So you feel me? So
the first 3 seconds of his life. Holy, okay.
Like,
hey guys. No, this one. Go ahead.
Well, all right, so one last question. Ryzen, quick question. Specifically with power scaling in Pokemon, didn't like the user or the trainer have like a lot of or a big impact on how strong the Pokemon or the
Absolutely not.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of. Because at the end of the day, the trainer is the one who gives the commands. The trainer is the one who needs to figure out the most optimal way to use their Mon. And have to train them. Yeah, and for example, Charizard, he never listened to Ash in the beginning, so it didn't matter how strong Charizard was because Ash could never get him to do anything really unless Charizard wanted. That cost him a couple matches.
Yeah, I remember he used to just be he'd be like, Charizard, I choose you. That dude, come on, sleep. Just sitting there, just napping.
But then there's also cases where Pikachu just looks weak when it's not supposed to. Like you'd have it beat a Regice in one season, and then tie with like an Alekid in the other, or like some other weird Pokemon, and it would be funny.
Hey, I respect Pikachu because he never evolved. He said, "Fuck that, I'm strong."
He got different forms, don't he?
I mean Raichu got a Mega, so he's missing out on a whole Mega evolution.
So what? He's probably still gonna smack Raichu in some plot hole way.
I don't know, dude. Raichu been getting some love lately.
Plot armor.
Isn't it just the next form, or is Raichu like a whole different Pokemon?
It's the next evolution for Pikachu. But but Raichu has a Mega these days, so like this is Raichu's Mega evolutions.
Sound like nigga got mad clout. He just snatched Pikachu change.
Like the second Ash left Pokemon, Raichu started actually getting love, which is funny.
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about Ash's Pikachu.
Nigga, Ash done got his chain snatched. Fuck Pikachu.
Ash got a family, bro.
He did. It is in Pokemon. Is it similar?
They snatched his chain. Every time I see anything in that community, it's not like bad talking Ash, but like he don't get the long end of the stick. Definitely the short one.
Hey, Charizard got different forms too. I don't know if y'all saw if Black and Boris saw that. I think it's a Mega Charizard, Charizard X, I think. And then another one,
and Y.
Yeah.
And Y.
And Ash never got them. So like I'm sorry, but like Ash is kind of washed.
So is it similar to like how in Boruto where it's like Ishiki would absolutely destroy Madara? Is it like now like the old Pokemon like trainers like they're garbage?
I mean, I wouldn't say so.
Not necessarily. So like
to those levels.
It depends on like Pokemon and like the trainers. Like for example, Ash won the Pokemon championships But then in the
so
next couple
Charizard.
episodes, he loses to Misty in a battle. That doesn't mean Misty's stronger than him. It just means she used a better Pokemon and he used like Corphish or something. I don't remember. So it's like it's nuance, a lot of nuance, and you could argue there's nuance in Naruto too with like how powers interact in jutsus.
I'm about to say, yeah, you expose Madara at a younger age to higher levels of power, he's gonna naturally grow at a rate to where he will become Shiki's level, like naturally, at the same rate Sasuke became, like whatever he had to grow to surpass Kage or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
Bro,
put
this
Madara in
shit's
Kawaki's
fire.
shoes. Like,
Like Madara, if Madara spent his teens knowing that Otsutsuki was around zipping about trying to get chakra fruits and shit, nigga would have, by the time he is adult, bro, at that point, it's dangerous territory we're talking
Plus,
about.
you know, the whole point of being a ninja is to pass on your jutsu and your ninja will or whatever.
Check that shit
like,
out, bro. That shit's fire.
yeah, that's why.
100%. Like for example, Naruto built off Tobirama's jutsu. Like how far would Naruto have gone if he had to invent his own clone jutsu or invent his own Rasengan? Or even Minato. Minato never invented the flying Raijin. He saw Tobirama's notes and said, "Yoink, that's mine now." So at the end of the day, the higher a civilization progresses, the more information they have to build off of.
Like if the main villain of the series was Hanzo the Salamander, them niggas wouldn't be like crazy levels by the end of the story. Like, you feel me? Hagoromo probably wouldn't have never even popped up. They would have solved that shit with Sage Mode. Got that nigga Hanzo out of here. You feel me?
100%. And it just goes to show that they've had dozens of Ashura and Indra transmigrants, and Hagoromo didn't care enough to like interfere until now.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. But yeah, back then Goku versus Naruto was a valid argument. Today, you got to be careful.
You're free. I'm just googling anything. What's going on?
Yo, this Mewtwo is fucking cold. Hold on, I don't
Plus,
know.
I ain't gonna lie.
Mega
I don't
Mewtwo.
really think it's
Fucking
anybody out there that
Mega
can beat Saitama. So it is what it is.
I haven't even finished watching this season. That's crazy.
What season? Are you talking about One Punch Man?
One Punch Man. Yeah.
I
But yeah,
finished it. It was
guys.
cool.
I'm not gonna cap. I gotta go. It's 9:20, so I need to get. Well, it's like 12. It's 12:22 for y'all. Yeah.
Yep.
Some YNs, bro.
Diminishing returns to all of us. Yeah.
It's 11:22 for me. It's not midnight yet.
Oh yeah, you're in Texas. Oh, my bad. He's not in. He's in Milwaukee. But yeah. Thank you everybody for joining us. You said what?
I did mumble. I said niggas ain't gonna find me in Texas.
Still, I don't want to dox you.
That was the hood in me coming out. My fault, bro.
Thanks for everybody for joining us. Thanks for Ready SC for the $5 donation. And Randy Willis 2039. Shout out to all the members as well. We'll catch you on another podcast. Like, comment, subscribe, and if you're new to the channel, yeah, all that. And leave a hype too. Yeah.
All right, y'all boys stay up and stay blessed, man.
Hey, talk to you guys later.
I'll try.
Ciao.